People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
October Red is sponsored by SA Security. Maximum security, minimum fuss.
Good evening. It's time. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you are. I'm Abs of October Red. And guess what? It's fight night. It's watch along time. There is no footage. It is a conversation and commentary. I'm happy to be here with all of you that have chosen to listen into the fight, watch the fight, and join us for some, like I said, conversation and commentary. We've got Big D, they call him David Adelaide, British heavyweight, walking towards the ring as he takes on Filip Hrgović. The dynamics between these two have been quite interesting this week. Hrgović has his sarcasm about him, sees everything as quite a joke, trying to get under David's skin. A couple of people have said, you know, Hrgović, the experienced fighter, El Animal, the skilled fighter. Can Daniel Adelaide, can David Adelaide take the shots like what Dubois was doing when he fought him? We'll soon find out, won't we? Got one half of the fighter in the ring, just waiting for Hrgović to come out. We're just looking at his fights. I thought he'd had more fights than he had, David. But to be fair, Hrgović, considering the span of his career, hasn't had that much fights either. So let's have a look. Legal Eagles is in the chat. Good evening to you, and shout out to the newest member of the channel, D.G. I love that. I love to see the members in. Every little helps. Hrgović has got this, you know, it reminds me of like a Mick Jagger. He's got this pout on his lips, so he's just like ready to go. Lips pouted. Doesn't really say much when he does. What was it? Let's get down to business. He weren't really letting anything go. Looks like he's in good shape. He's with Abel Sanchez. Abel Sanchez has just had a fighter on that totally demolished his fighter. To be fair, I didn't know much about the opponent. Is he going to continue that with El Animal? Interesting journey as Filip Hrgović. Interesting journey he's had so far. So wagwan to you, Star Fox. I'm expecting Skyliner in 3, 2, 1. But yeah, good evening to you. Big up yourself as well, Ricky. E245. It's nice to see the older members coming back in there. I always like to see the old ones that have been here from what was our first live that we did, except for the Anthony Joshua, because that was a pulse fight years ago. It was Tyson Fury, wasn't it? Was it Battle of the Baddest? It was Tyson Fury. So yeah. Here we go. El Animal is in the ring. Abel Sanchez putting in that gum shield, telling him to tap it, make sure it's secure in the right place. I'm looking forward to this fight. Really looking forward to it. Guys, let me know if you can hear anything from the DAZN broadcast, because I'm watching it on my laptop, on my app. And I don't want any feedback because I don't want to get any copyright strikes. So I think I'm going to probably turn it down a little bit. And you know what the streams are like with DAZN as well. Ray Ford and Nova was a decent fight. Yeah, spot on. It was a beautiful fight, a really good match. That Nova really, at times, was a handful. The way that he was coming back with his counters, he was so aggressive. He liked to try and push forward back into the corner so he could really unload those shots. And there weren't 1s and 2s. There were 3s and 4s. I like that fight. Good fight. Deserved winner. Because when Ford came back into the fight, he was stronger and was able to push. It looked like at sometimes Nova was uneasy on his legs, but solid heart, stayed in there, got on with it. Those are the type of fights I like to see. I heard the comms say it was a little bit Mickey Mouse, but no, I thought that was a decent contest, a really good matchup. And would I like to see a fight like that again? Yeah, I like fights like that because it's like you've got to try and outthink your opponent. Let's have a look. We've got the judges in. Is it 2 Italians and 1 Polish by the looks of it? Interesting. Iffy. Greetings, everyone. I hope Adelaide does the job. We're going to find out, aren't we? I said there's a good possibility that he will. People looking at me like I'm crazy, but we'll see. Here he is. He's bouncing. It's donning the white with the silver, the D8 on the shorts, the blue tape around the fly gloves, the controversial fly gloves. Let's have a look. Record 14-1, and 13 of those have been KOs. Heavy, high KO ratio. Is he going to continue that streak? He finds a way to win. Doesn't matter what anybody says about the experience. I get it. Not dismissing Hrgovic's experience, but David finds a way to win. So we'll see. We shall see. Explosive power, dubbed apparently David Hay 2.0, teaming up with Adam Booth. I do like the combination. Let's see what he's done in his boxing. I know Matty Harris was down there sparring with him, coming up to this fight as well, getting in some good work down there with him. So let's see how it goes. Matty Harris, I think, is probably about the same height. 6 foot. He's either 6'7" or 6'8", tall, rangy, orthodox. So I can see why he got him down there to mimic Hrgovic. And I believe he got down Joe Joyce as well. Obviously, Hrgovic's last opponent. So he's really worked hard, strategic, to get former opponents, like opponents, in there to get enough experience to prepare him for tonight. I'm nervous, you know, not about this fight, about the headline, but we'll get into that in a bit. The ref giving clear instructions, no below the belt line for either of the fighters. The respect their touch gloves as they go back to the respective corner or their team's workout. Looks like David just says a quick prayer in his corner. Hrgovic turns straight back, faces the center of the ring. Let's go. As Adelaide runs straight into the ring, leaning back, going in, hitting him with a jab clean to start off with. Hrgovic just looking to throw the 1-2, but David Adelaide lands first. 1-2, head movement, moving out the way. Not bad move. I'm liking the head movement from David as he pushes forward, jabs Hrgovic to the chest. David Adelaide coming forward nicely here, composed. Let's have a look as Hrgovic goes to push him back. 1-2, hook from Hrgovic as he throws a hook. He jumps out. Sharp jab there from David. What I did say with his fight with Jamie Takivi is that he struggled to find range. He ain't struggling this time. He's going in, finding that range and getting Hrgovic with the jab as Hrgovic throws a jab to the body of David. Looks like the jab's a little bit poorish from Hrgovic. Let's have a look as he throws a sweeping hook to the side, but David is landing the punches, albeit on Hrgovic's chest, they're landing. Hrgovic looks like he's slightly fainting, going in for the 1-2. Adelaide moving out the way of those and still landing his own shots inside. The ref letting them fight inside. Overhand comes in from Hrgovic. 1-2-3 coming in from Hrgovic. David throws back. I like this. Good work. 1.5 minutes in. Good work, guys. The jab, the body shot comes in from Hrgovic. You can see that David's got the more, like I said, it's explosive, it's powerful, it's meaningful. Nice jab coming in once again from Adelaide, finding that range straight away, able to hit Hrgovic as Hrgovic goes into the body, goes to the left, to the right. Both guys in the clinch. Ref separates the two, tells them to stop and breaks. Adelaide looks the stronger opponent at the moment. Please feel free to criticize me in the chat. We will get back there in the break. We've got, 50 seconds left. Round number 1 of this 10-round fight as Hrgovic launches in with a body shot, goes in for an overhead for David. Jab and the hook. Right, you can see it now. Hrgovic like feints, goes in with the jab and then hooks with the same hand. Let's have a look at his legs. I like to look at the fighter's legs. Nice counter coming back in there. Hrgovic jab. Adelaide came back with a nice backhand. Better head movement from him as well. Yeah, good fight. Ref those shouts. Stop to break them. We're in the last 10 seconds. Have a look. Hergovic took some shots from David. David's landed some shots. Nice, lovely counters there. Jabbing, coming back from both of them. That first deep breath. Yep, round one over. Nice work. Nice work. Iffy Adelaide does look more nervous than usual. I saw recently he went for a pre-fight jog, probably to get the nerves down. And that's fine. Expected. This is his, toughest opponent yet. Yeah, and it does feel so early. I was supposed to go live at like 8 p.m. And I thought, God, we're flying through it. But you know what's going to happen? It's not going to be continuous, is it? We're going to be going through it, and then they're going to have massive pauses and like 7,000 conversations about, I don't know, Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, I guess. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think Abel Sanchez there says hit him with the right hand, lean back and hit him with the right hand. Last bit of water going into the mouth of David Adelaide. Confidently gets up off the stool, goes into the center. This time Hergovic starts off first, going in with that jab, leaning into it as he goes into it, getting ready to obviously slip jab to the chest once again. Adelaide now, the shots got parried. Adelaide come back with the jab, but it was parried by Hergovic. He follows it up with another one. A sweeping hook coming in from Adelaide. A nice, lovely 1-2 coming in from Adelaide there. Hergovic doesn't seem to be phased. Comes back in with his 1-2. Goes for the overhand. Sweeping with that hook once again. Why is my heart rate going up? I've got no horse in this race and I'm nervous. Beautiful jab going into the head of Hergovic there by Adelaide. Ref separates the two. We are in round number 2 of 10. If you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red, and this is the Ituama Whyte live watch along. Like I said, there's no footage. It is conversation and commentary. At the moment, we have got Filip Hrgović and David Adelaide in the ring. Hrgović there pushing David back onto the ropes a little bit there. Some nice sturdy jabs coming from him. Oh dear, I think Hrgovic's eyes caught and David's seen that. He's going to start to monopolize on that now as he walks forward, going for the cut. He finds a way to win. The jab coming back, nasty. The blood is now splattered all over the face of Hrgovic. David is going to gain so much confidence from this, but Hrgovic is still in there, hooking, pushing Adelaide back. He's saying, don't let the blood fool you. 1, 2, 3. Some nice basics coming in from Hrgovic. 1, 2, 3. But that blood is horrific. I don't know if they're going to end up stopping this to have a look at that cut. We've still got over a minute left in round number 2 of 10. I hope this fight doesn't get stopped on a cut. This is so frustrating. Nice 1-2. The same 1-2s that he was showing when he was fighting. He stuck his tongue out, which is the same thing that he did just before Fabio Wardley knocked him down. It's the 1-2s coming in from Hrgovic. Adelaide's there swinging for the hook, missing the target. Still in the fight. The jab comes out from both of them. Hrgovic says, it doesn't matter that my face is splattered. I'm still coming forward. The 1-2, the head movements, they're slowing down from Adelaide. The hooks are landing. The shots are landing. Adelaide's hands have dropped now. Is he feeling a little bit fatigued, tired? Or is he playing possum just to get Hrgovic to come in as he throws in the 1-2, the overhand? The ref separates the two. We have got 15 seconds left in round number 2 of 10. Jab comes out from Adelaide. Hrgovic slips the jab. A hook and a backhand coming back in from Adelaide. Hrgovic just goes in. The jab once again comes in from Adelaide as he walks back to his corner. Get that cut sorted quick. Oh, not again. This is going to get stopped on a cut, you know. Right. Jabs look lethargic, and that's from Skyliner. Good evening to you. I knew you'd be here somewhere. Adelaide needs to stay off those ropes. DG saying David Adelaide looks tense. He's being hunted. Adelaide much better than the TKV fight. Yeah, he's definitely improved under Adam Booth. You can't dispute that. It works. They work. And that was a beautiful jab punch that he got Hrgovic with that cut that eye right back open. Ooh, Oh, I hope this doesn't get stopped on cuts. Don't ruin it, man. That's swollen already. That's pretty bad. Can he even see out of that eye? Oh, cuts. It's the same cut, isn't it? He's not happy with it. He's getting the doctor to look at it. Oh, God's sake. You know it's going to be in favor of... What's he said? Right, okay, saying let's carry on the fight. Guys, I'll get back into the chat in a bit. That doctor's going to be loitering. The cut is nasty. Hrgović, you need to do something, or David, you need to do something. That's how this fight gets stopped in a nice way, not because of the cut. David has literally got to hammer that cut now. Hammer it so it opens up, so he can't continue. But Hrgović is coming forward, confidently coming forward. Both men in the clinch. It's round number 3. I don't know. I won't comment on Hrgovic's conditioning until I see him get to round 5, 6 as he throws an overhand at David. David comes forward with his own 1-2, covers up. Hrgović clubs him with a nice sweeping hook. He's got a nice sweeping hook that goes to the side as he pushes out the jab hand and goes in for the backhand. 1, 2, 3 coming in. Hrgović fighting a bit dirty there. Adelaide sticking out his tongue, slipping, moving the head. Pivots to back to the center of the ring. Let's see more output now, David. We need more output. The jab's coming out, but Hrgović is busier. Double jab coming in from Hrgović, another jab from Hrgović, and the shots are now starting to land. Good head movement from Adelaide as he sweeps under and moves to the left. One, two, three. Nice double jab. 1, 2, 3. Body shot coming in. Some nice work coming in from Hrgović there. Nice to see that boxing experience show out with him. Backhand coming in from Hrgović. Doesn't seem like he can miss. Lovely hook. But he slipped it. He missed it. And this is the work from Adelaide as Hrgović continues to march forward. 1, 2. This is the work of Hrgović. Adelaide lands the jab once again to keep that cut closed. Let's have a look. Adelaide, high guard, goes in, but not letting the shots off. So Hrgović is having a way. Adelaide leading in there with his head. The jab, like he pulls out that jab, almost like a marker, so he can come in with the backhand and sweeping with the hook. And this is the work I'm talking about with Hrgović. Nice counter there. Right. Do you see this, guys? He pauses when he can throw out that double jab and really push Adelaide back. He paused the shot, but then he's got into the clinch. 1, 2, 3. And this is the work now coming out from Hrgović. But there has been a few times when he's paused. Beautiful shot there from Adelaide. Oh, my gosh. It looks like Hrgović is wobbled. He's holding on, guys. That was a sweet shot there. Look at the legs. Look at the legs from Hrgović. Oh, the bell. The bell. That was good. That was good work. Toby Ringo Bartlett, good evening to you. What's he saying? Oh, can't hear what the corner's saying. That was a sweet hook that was from Adelaide. So good evening to Toby Ringel Bartlett. Damn, that cut looks bad. And I've got Hrgović to win. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Andrew, yes, good evening to you. It's definitely a bad cut. How long will this fight go if that cut gets more nasty? I don't want it ruined by the cut, Philip. Adelaide has to go for the kill. Same doctor for Dubois. Was it? Interesting. When you pay attention to detail, chef's kiss. I didn't even clock that. Let's have a look. Wipe the Vaseline out of his eyes. Wipe the sweat out of his eyes. Right, here we go. We are going into, what round's this? Round 4. As Hrgović comes out strong, jab, working to the body, dipping down. I think Hrgović will, yeah, like we've said before, they will play dirty. They will do what they need to do to win. Adelaide moving out the way, but we need him to throw some shots. The slipping is good, but let's get busy. You've got to think about point scoring. You don't just worry about getting that knockout. Get in there and throw some shots. Get to work. Hrgović is definitely the more busy fighter, but when David gets cracking, he definitely gets cracking. Right, the jab, 1, 2, 3. I like the way Hrgović sets up his shots. The jab, 1, 2, 3. Adelaide come back with a jab there. Hrgović not phased. He just comes forward, looking at the skill. I like the way that he angles his shots. Here we go. The nice 1, 2 that we've seen with Daniel Dubois. Uppercut, hook. This is the work coming in from Hrgović. We're getting some bobbing and weaving from Adelaide, but we need to start to get some work. He's tucking up. The guard is high. He's walking forward. He throws out just a little jab here and there. But Hrgović seems to be the one that's putting in more work. Saying that, the jab and the counter jab comes back from Adelaide. He tucks up Hrgović, trying to get him around the guard here as Adelaide goes backwards. The jab comes in. Hrgović goes to the head, the body, the sweeping hook. Adelaide on the back foot here. Where's the output? I get it. He's starting to pick him off now. Adelaide needs to really start to throw some shots back. They try to jump into that hook there. You've got to be careful of overloading on your shots. We know that he's got the power, but we need to start seeing some boxing. Start throwing out some more hands, David. The jab coming back in from Hrgović is relentless. Hrgović keeping the one arm eye and just literally moving around, showing that fluidity, showing that he can move around the ring, showing that boxing IQ. This is good work. This is, Hrgović is really starting to pick up. This is round number 4 of 10. Remember, we was thinking that cut is going to total him. Oh, Adelaide's looking like he's a little bit unsteady on the feet there as he goes backwards. Hrgović throws more shot. Adelaide grabs him for the clinch. Hrgović just keeps on coming forward. Both men separated by the ref. Hrgović is literally now in his rhythm. You know, when a fighter's comfortably finding his rhythm, this fight's going quick. The rounds are going quick. I heard the 10 seconds. Hrgović just comes in, but he just takes that one shot. But David really needs to go to work. The output has practically stopped. It's like, where's the answers? I want to hear what the corner's saying to David. What's the game plan? What do you have to do now to overcome this? Why am I shouting at the TV? Anyway. La, la, la. Boxing, Elden Legacy. Adelaide doing really well here. I think it's the tables have turned a little bit, but yeah, he was. I agree, DG. He needs to work. Bon Scott, good to see you. Evening to you as well. Lolly's like Adelaide learned from the TKV fight how effective jabbing is. It definitely is. The cut is terrible. Hi, Matty. Good to see you. He's got him there. I don't know. It's like his work slowed down. It's like where it needs answers. We need answers because this is where the experience, the boxing experience is going to come in from Hrgović. He can't even see out that eye. How can he see out of that eye? His right eye is practically closed. The same cut has reopened. Here we go. We're going into round number 5. As I'm saying, the triple jab is coming out from Hrgović. Adelaide is there trying to land in his jab. Give him some credit. He's landing the jab back. Double jab, backhand coming in there from Hrgović. His camera angle's different. He's working the body as well. The body work seems to be working from Hrgović because it's slowing the explosiveness down from Adelaide. Let's have a look. 1, 2. Nice work from Hrgović. Hrgović going into one side of the body, like downstairs, upstairs, really making use of the shot variation. We're seeing a shot. Oh, sweet. The double jab, and then Adelaide just walked onto an uppercut. Not backhand there coming in from Hrgović. A nice jab comes back out from Adelaide. Overhand comes back from Adelaide. We've seen Hrgović take a peach of a shot from Adelaide and stay in it. What's he saying? 1, 2. This is round number 5. We're under 2 minutes left. Round number 5 of 10. And this is Filip Hrgović versus David Adelaide. 1, 2. Bang. Oh, this is a performance from Hrgović. Uppercuts. He's just landing. Adelaide just reaching out and holding him. He can't. Oh, sweet. A backhand there on the cheek of Adelaide. This is the work coming in from Hrgović as Adelaide just marches forward with his guard. There we go. A jab from Adelaide. Overhand from Adelaide. Sorry, backhand from Adelaide. The shot selection that's coming in from Hrgović here is really good to see. Lovely sweeping hook from Adelaide, but Hrgović goes again with the 1-2. The 1-2. Adelaide comes forward, throwing his own in. Hrgović backs on the rope. The ref's going to separate the two. We are 1 minute left of round number 5, ladies and gentlemen. Sweet uppercut. These uppercuts that Hrgović just keeps on landing. Oh, Adelaide goes to throw his own, but it doesn't land. 1-2 coming in from Hrgović. Just needs to vary up the shots. Adelaide, the jab was working really well. What's the ref separating them for? Calm down. Let them fight out the clinch. Right. Jab comes in. 1-2 from Adelaide. Oh, Hrgović caught him with another one again. The guys are in the clinch. 1-2. And these are like hooks, clubbing hooks coming in from Hrgović. Adelaide's going out. No punk here. Pushing him back. Telling him to come forward. This is a fight now. 1-2. Ooh! What? Oh, Adelaide goes in on Hrgović. Hey. Good fight, good fight, good fight. Yeah, I do agree. I think he's out of ideas, but it's nice to see he's back against the wall because he came back fighting there. And that was the last few moments of round number 5. Adelaide is just about British level, and that comes in from Redemption. Good evening to you. I like that name, Redemption. I like it. I thought Hrgović would be the punching bag with legs. No, it's the other way. Don't make me choke. No, it's the other way around. This is heavyweight boxing, and we can see Dillian Whyte, the body snatcher, has just got into the office. Joseph, good evening and amen. Adelaide definitely needs to press more. He's got to. He's got to keep active, keep busy, box and move. But I think those body shots might be taking a toll on him from Hrgović. Mr. Super K, good to see you. Hrgović is showing levels this evening, but like I said, the unpredictability of David, I am not going to sit here and say it can't happen because we know what he's capable of. But Hrgović is keen. He looks a bit tired, but the output is still there as he clubs once again with those hooks. But Adelaide fires back. Andy Lee's got Hrgović ahead. He's saying 49-46 as we go into round number 6. I've got to start learning how to judge these rounds. Nice, lovely jab from Adelaide. There we go. Sweeping hook, but he misses it. Hrgović once again holds that hand out to press on the forehead of Adelaide to mark it so he can just club him round with that right hand. Nice jab there from Adelaide. Jab back comes from Hrgović. Here we go. Could David be finding his second wind in this half of the fight as he throws a lovely jab out? The double jab comes back in and backhand from Hrgović. Let's have a look. Hrgović, 118 shots thrown compared to 38 from Adelaide. 274 compared to 111 shots. Power punches 82 from Hrgović compared to 12 from Adelaide. He's got to get his output up. 1-2, the clubbing work. It's like Hrgović just looks so heavy-handed. Clubbing shots. Headaches in the morning for these guys. A deep breath comes in from David there. We've got 1 minute 20 seconds left of round number 6 of 10. Let's have a look at the feet. Sometimes I think with David's feet, they get too close together. So he's balanced. Don't get me wrong. He never looks like off balance. But his stance, it's like his feet are too close together. Not square on, but just close together. Both of them are tired now. But the punch output has been really good from Hrgović. Shout out to the cutman. Because I thought that was going to rip straight open. Both guys in the clinch again as they go at it toe-to-toe on the inside. That's good. Refs letting them fight out of it. The jab comes in from Adelaide. He launches in and clinches the arm of Hrgović. Looks like there's some swelling under the left eye as well of Hrgović. So David's getting in through some good shots, but once again, Hrgović, that output. Right, the ref separates the two. 1, 2, 3 coming in from Hrgović. It's the output, the jab, 1, 2. Nice 2 there from Adelaide. But Hrgović took it. Adelaide comes in with a high guard, leading with his head. Hrgović, 1, 2, 3. Adelaide on the ropes. Yeah, good round there. Good round. Guys, can you score it in here? I've got Hrgović up. As in the output's more. What's he saying? You don't realise how tired he is. You've lost his fight on points. It's done on points. When you let your hands go. How bad do you want to do this? Yeah, this fight is lost on points. You do not realise how tired he is. You need to let your hands go. Tell him, Adam. Solid cornering. And that's what I like to hear. Honest, solid cornering. Get out there and get to work. I'll get back to the chat in a bit. Man, move out the way, you. In business that you don't need to be in. Right, jab. Hook comes round. What? Here we go. Okay, careful with the balance. Careful with the balance. I see what he's doing. Elbows out. He used to do that ages ago, actually. Adelaide used to like push you back with his elbow. Jab comes out. 1, 2. Hook comes in from Adelaide. Booth is right, though. He is tired. But we've still got, what you can say, 4 rounds. It's round number 7. It's a 10-round fight. So including this round, there's 4 rounds still left. A clubbing hook comes in from Adelaide. Hrgović just takes it as he throws the 1, 2 uppercut. He leaves with a hook. Another hook comes in from Adelaide. Once again, it's the one shot, but it does rock the head of Hrgović. Hrgović then comes in with his uppercuts, his hooks. A little bit of a shoulder barge there. The jab, the hook comes in. 1, 2. This is the work of Hrgović clubbing. Adelaide grabs him for the clinch. Jab. And this is solid jab from Hrgović as Adelaide just pushes him back. Use your boxing. Box. The clubbing, once again, the hooks just club around the ear rolls. Look at the punch output. Adelaide's using his brute strength to try and push Hrgović back. Yes, Hrgović is tired, but we need to see boxing. 1, 2, 3. Hrgović, 1, 2. This is punches in bunches as Adelaide swings back at Hrgović. Both men are extremely tired. I'd say probably Hrgović looks more tired than Adelaide, to be fair. But fair enough, fair play. Let's go. Club, hooks. Hrgović comes forward. Adelaide slips, tries to get that short, kind of Dillian Whyte swift hook. It's not working on him. Either his timing's out, his distance is not right. "47 seconds, round number 7 of 10 as Hrgović comes forward. 1, 2. It's just constant pressure. It's getting a bit scrappy, a bit messy now, because obviously David's holding up. Well, they're both clinching each other. 1, 2, like beautiful body shot. Hook comes in. Adelaide tries to, because he's loading up and he's not landing, it's going to tire him out as well. You can see he's like trying to jump into this hook, but he's not landing it. Got 10 seconds left. Round number 7, going into round number 8. Hrgović goes round to the body, round to the head, uppercut there. 1, 2, landed at the end of the round by Hrgović. Let's get back to the chat. I heard all I needed to hear from Adam Booth. Brilliant coach. Right. I've got Bruno 1 round up, but Brooke looks game still. Hughie Fury versus Hrgović. I think it'd be a bit of a slugfest, that would, wouldn't it? Redemption. Hrgović is definitely getting down to business. If you're saying Adelaide, seriously, this lack of defense is wild. Ugh. I'm just hyped. I don't know what it is, Joseph. I'm just hyped. This was a fight I was looking forward to, and that's why I said I was going live from this one. Shots are too far and in between from Adelaide. I totally agree with you. Adelaide needs to get gully. He needs to, definitely. Yeah, Abel Sanchez, man. Fair play to him. Never spoke to him before. Probably need to reach out to him, try and get him on the channel. But like I said, there's still 3 rounds left, 8, 9, and 10. Anything is possible. If you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, this is commentary and conversation for the Ituama Whyte heavyweight clash out there, courtesy of eSports. At the moment, we are watching a bit of a brutal match between Filip Hrgović and the British heavyweight David Adelaide. Oh my God, I think Hrgović hurt him then. I saw wobble. Adelaide wobbled. He sticks out his tongue in defiance, which is exactly what he did with Fabio Whyte. And Adelaide is down. A hook comes in from Hrgović. Get your 8 count. Get your breath. Don't get up too quickly. Stop sticking your tongue out. You need to be boxing. Oh, my heart is going. Hrgović comes in, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Adelaide comes back with his own shots there. His legs are uneasy. He throws in a sweeping hook. He is not going down without a fight. He throws in another hook to the side of Hrgovic's head. Hrgović moves away from the edge of the ropes, goes back to the center of the ring. We are in round number 8 of 10. Right, both men in the clinch. Hrgović throws a punch around the side of the head. 1, 2. A hook. But get off the rope. Stop swinging. Stop overloading. You've got to get your timing right. Get in. If he's trying to throw his own 1, 2, trying to get his own shots off. Deep breath. Hrgović is tired, but he's throwing, he's unloading. He smells blood as Adelaide comes back in with his own defense, and he gives Hrgović some hooks to the side of his head. You can see the head wobbling of Hrgović. David said, forget this, as he goes in, fights for his life. And here we go. Hrgović is unsteady on his feet, and he's going to go down. He holds on. What a fight. Whoa, that's what you call heart. Finds a way. Finds a way. Didn't get Hrgović down, though. That is heart. Take a deep breath. Hrgović is going to be absolutely exhausted and a bit discombobulated from all of those shots that have gone into his head. Right, we've got 10 seconds left in round number 8 as Hrgović takes in a big breath of oxygen as he comes back and throws his own shots back at David. 10 seconds. Ooh, is Adelaide unsteady on his feet as he walks back? A little bit light on his feet as he walks back to the edge. If he's saying Adelaide showing Hrgović way too much respect. I've got to go down to the bottom of the chat because, yeah, here we go. The wild swings, they're counting now, Joseph. You can't just recklessly swing, but he can, and that's what he does. Like I said, he finds a way. You can't just recklessly swing at this level. I thought Adelaide would at least understand timing and set up shots by now. 9 minutes, Andrew saying, let's go, David, and he goes down. Cotman needs a pay raise. That's the lovely Ross Amber. Adelaide's not on Hrgovic's level. Well, he almost was. Exciting fight. Heavyweight round of the year. Here we go. Right, we're in round number 9 of 10. I am roasting. This is what you call it, heart. When all else fails, all you've got left is heart and you have to fight. 1, 2, 3. Hergovic is literally just throwing those shots. Hergovic will know now that he can't stay in there for too long because David is going to literally go all out. He's got to select his shots, throw them, and get back out. Good fight. Good fight. Good fight. There's still 2 rounds left. This is far from over. Anything can happen in here. Clubbing hook once again from Hergovic. Backhand as Adelaide misses the shots that he's throwing. Is he overloading? The jab goes to the body, the guard up. Adelaide on the ropes. Both fighters in the clinch. You know, he's listening to instructions being thrown out about his corner. Like his coach quite rightly said, you're going to lose on points. Go out there, let your hands go. Sound advice coming in from Adam Booth. Brilliant. He does work well for him. I just want to see, this is what I mean. Here we go again. Hergovic once again is starting to pick him off. And this is where he can't afford to lose those extra points that he would have gained from that fabulous round that he did have. We've got 1 minute, 20 seconds left of round number 9 of 10. What an exciting fight this has been. Mainly one-sided, but still a good fight. Right, both of guys, I'm going to say that they're completely knackered. More clinching, ref separating the two. Hergovic once again, 1, 2, 3 with his combinations. Uppercut through the middle, the jab and the backhand. Adelaide throws his own jab, keeps his head offline, throws in. Both guys go into each other. I don't know if that was a little bit of a head clash there. We've got some reddening on the nose of Hergovic. Little bit of a headbutt. That's going to happen when they collide. Let's have a look. As Adelaide goes into try and throw the explosive 1-2, but Hergovic just nullifies that. Yeah, he definitely does hit hard, but Hergovic took those shots. 1-2. Remember, it's David that's been down, not Hergovic. Albeit, like I said, we still got what? 10 seconds left of round number 9 of 10. Lovely work there from David coming back at Hergovic once again on the attack. Yeah, going out fighting. Yeah, that was a round. We need more rounds like that, Iffy. Fantastic round. Mr. Flash, Adelaide, the roadman came out there, and that's it. When all else fails, fight. We've seen it so many times. When your back's against the wall, what else can you do? It's your heart that keeps you in there. Yeah, I don't think you could land it properly, to be fair. And if you look at the amount of, I'm talking to Iffy Sid here, why did Adelaide stop jabbing the eye? It's probably having trouble landing it. And look at the amount of shots that Hergovic is throwing at him. Much better fight than expected. Brilliant fight. An enjoyable fight so far. Here we go. Final round. Good fight, though. I don't get why Adelaide's tired after because when the shots that he's throwing, he's loading up and he's missing, and it takes so much energy out of you when you miss a shot. And you've got to think as well, Hergovic is landing to the body a lot as well, which will slow you down and tire you out. I think this is it. Round number 10 of 10. Adelaide's just got to go for it. Like you said, DG, just go in there, go for it and risk it. This is the fight. This is the fight game. He's got a good chance. If he really goes for it, he's got a good chance of stopping Hergovic. But Hergovic has also got a very good chance of knocking him down as he's done it already. What a good fight. What a good fight. Who have you got winning now? I've still got Hergovic. I don't know why it's a 10-rounder. The Dillian Whyte fight's a 10-rounder as well. Hergovic still continues to put the pressure on as Adelaide pushes back off the ropes with his own jab going forward. But the accumulation of the shots that's coming in from Hergovic, he doesn't just throw one. He sets it up with the jab, like the proper old school. Set it up with the jab, and then the rest of the shots follow. He doesn't just use the jab for the sake of it. A proper set-up boxer. I like this. Right, 152 power punches compared to 39 from David. 210 punches thrown from Hergovic. and there was a little less more. The stats came off the screen then. So sorry, guys, I've missed those stats. I do like punch stats in fights. I think they should be there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, Hrgović there, just going in, using the levers, using his length to go for the shots to hit Adelaide clean in the head. Look at him. Look at it. The jab. He's good at distance. He's not bad on the inside as well. Throwing the shots on the inside. Once again, Adelaide jumps out. This is where it is. This is where Adelaide can actually take advantage of him. He jumps out. He misses the hook, but he can literally go for a barrage of shots here. We've got just under a minute left of round number 10 of 10. Overhand coming in there from Adelaide. Both guys are in the clinch. The ref is letting them fight out of it, which is really good to see. 1, 2 coming in from Hrgović. Body shot, 1, 2 from Hrgović. The clinch goes in from Adelaide. We've got, what, just over 30 seconds left, round number 10 of 10. Hey, look at that. He threw the jab, threw the overhand, but Hrgović was able to go under it. Adelaide threw in a nice hook there, landed, but Hrgović just stays there, tough, strong. The hook's coming in from Hrgović. Adelaide fights back. Both guys in the clinch. We've got 10 seconds. All or nothing. 1, 2 coming in from David. The bell's going to go. What? The bell is going to go. The bell's going to go. The jab finished. He gives him a hug. The sign of respect is there as Hrgović walks back to the corner. Evening, Simon. Hope you're all good. Hi, Raj. Hope you're all good. Good fight that was. Hrgović goes over to him, touches him on his head as if to say, you tried. I don't know what he's saying to him. Right, Birmingham Racing saying, I did say the other day David got heart, but he did better than expected. I said he finds a way. Good fight. He done well. He done the best that he could do, but what he needs to do is just think about the output, throwing out more shots. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Absolutely respect to David for hanging in there. That comes in from Legal Eagles. Red, Adelaide will deny you any further interview if you keep pronouncing his name that the UK lot, as Base puts it. How do you pronounce it then? Because if he's got a problem with me, he needs to have a problem with everybody else as well, because I'm sure I pronounce it exactly how everyone else pronounced it. But if he wants to single me out, that's not a me problem. It was definitely a great fight. Definitely a great fight. Mr. Flash is saying that David showed improvements, got dropped, you can't deny that the kid's got heart. Blood Beats is saying fair play to him. Bon Scott saying Adelaide did great. He's still got his singing career to fall back on. Oh, there's press conference coming up soon. Let's have a look and see what they're actually saying. Time for the judges. What are we saying, guys? $98 to $91. $99 to $90. UD. We're giving him the belt already. Filip Hrgović. Fair play. Fair play. David can come again. Still a young kid. Hrgović got the win, quite rightly so. But yeah, he put in a good fight there. You can't say that he didn't. And Hrgović, as we know, is a world-class fighter. So yeah, congratulations to Hrgović. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's first fight is over. I think, who have we got next? Have we got, is it the Japanese? Oh, where's the running order? I did have the running order up. versus Kai's Ifshak, isn't it? That's the next fight that's coming up. Let's have a look. Yeah, it was definitely a good fight. I enjoyed it. Definitely one for the commentary, that was. I thought he would get blown away, but has improved under Adam Booth. Hrgovic won easy. Yeah, he's. Would you say that he won easy? Was it easy? Mm, good win, and considering he had his eye closed for the majority of the fight, fair play to him. Yes, David will come again. He is improving under Adam. He's got to stay with him. He's honest. He tells him how it is. We've seen a different style to his fighting. It's just going to take more time for them to gel and work together really well. But yeah, congratulations to Hrgovic, a deserved win. So the first heavyweight fight is out the way. So if you just joined us, like I said, I'm Abs of October Red. This is the watch along for Moses Ituama versus Dillian Whyte. It is conversation and commentary. There is no footage. Those of you that have been here several times before, I take my invisible hat off to you. Thank you very much for coming back. And any new viewers, I really appreciate you guys as well. There's a lovely little message on the bottom going across, if you could oblige. And shout out to my sponsors, SA UK, Maximum Security, Minimum Fuss. So they're just showing some highlights of this fight. So let's have a look and see what's happening in the chat. Let's have a look. Hopefully he takes that fight as a lesson, not as a loss. Yeah, it's of course it's a lesson. They're all lessons. Ray Ford won his fight, and at the end of the day, you're going to win some and you're going to lose some, aren't you? Adelaide not taking this thing seriously. It's like he sees going the distance as a win. You reckon? Skyliner says that was a solid scrap and he enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. DG saying too much reliance on big hooks from David Adelaide, needs to box more. I agree. It's called boxing for a reason. Yeah, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. He was loading up on the shots and then he was missing. And obviously that tires you out. There were rounds when he wasn't actually doing anything. You can look at the punch stats and see that. So it's, yeah, you've just got to stay busy in there. But the pressure coming in from Hrgovic, it's like, okay, this is when you look at the boxing and you think, okay, what answers have I got from somebody that is pressuring me? How do I deal with that pressure? And, you know, moving around the ring when Hrgovic is literally cutting off his air supply because he's going in for the body shots. It's tough. It's hard work. This is where experience kicks in. How, you know what? Let me have a look at something here. How old's David? He's 28, isn't he? He's the same age as one of my sons. I think he's born 96. So how old's Filip Hrgovic? Oh, right. He's only 33. I thought he was older than that. So he's born in 1992. So he's 33 years old. Fair enough. So there's only, what, 5 years between them. But yeah, real good win. Let's have a look. Birmingham said I didn't want David to win, but I've gained a lot more respect for him. Okay, fair enough. If he said, yeah, Hrgovic didn't even try 100%. It was easy for him until he got complacent. This is probably how he expected the Dubois fight to go. Interesting. So Star Fox is saying, big up David Adelaide, Ramsey. Exactly. Adelaide cannot rely on losing on points, but pulling a KO out the bag. He isn't a Wardley or Wilder, but he has done it before, Bon Scott. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said I'm not going to call it out for what it is. I think Base the Kid, I think he did his picks, and I think he said Hrgovic on points as well. He predicted that it was going to go the distance. Bloodlust Boxing, good evening to you as well. Yeah, I am old. Mate, I'm really old. Brian saying Adelaide isn't world class. What about overtime? Because he's still quite young, isn't he? There's time to learn, isn't there? Has he had the amateur background and the experience that everyone else has had? Everyone learns at their own pace. We'll have to see. Time will tell. But to me, just because you've got 1 or 2 losses on your record, it doesn't define you as a fighter. What is he in now? Fight number 14. You know. David has a great jab. He needs to use it more. It's sharp and explosive. And that's from Simon Stevens. Good video on Talk Sports. Spencer on the pads with David. Vicky's saying, was that from Adelaide? Yeah, his performance. Hergovich would do the same to Wardley, in my opinion. If he's, what is going on with Wardley? Obviously, he's had that fight with Justice Honey, didn't he? I know he's recently become a dad as well, so he's probably having a little bit of time out. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Hergovich versus Fabio Wardley. But you know who else I wouldn't mind seeing Fabio Wardley in with? Lawrence Okoli. I really fancy that fight. I fancy that fight a lot, but we'll see what happens. He had the speed and the power on Hergovich, and he was just waiting forever. And this is from Vic. For a dream left hook, sadness. He could have won that. I think he might look back on that. And that, that's a fair assessment. He probably will look back on that and say, you know what? I probably could have won it if I just it's just like what his coach says. You're not going to win on points. In other words, you've lost on points. So you've got to let your hands go. You've got to box, use your hands. And there were a lot of pauses there. So, yeah. Maybe so. So Bon Scott's replying to Iffy. Maybe so. But I think Wardley hits much harder and could KO Hergovich. And the thing is, Wardley's another one that finds a way because he was getting outboxed by Honey. Outboxed. And all of a sudden, sweet as you like, on that cheek, I'll never forget it because it was just on the cheek. I replayed it and watched it. Just out. Beautiful. Let's have a look. The sparring champ. You reckon? Skyline is saying, please, no Lawrence business here. We don't need this. He's not hugging anymore. He's not doing that. He doesn't do it anymore. There's no more hugs. And I agree. Hergovich he took some hooks. He took some punches from David and he didn't go down. It was accumulation of them that wobbled him. But obviously, he didn't go down after that as well. Hergovich, when you talk about someone having a chin, yeah, I'll say Hergovich has got a chin. He usually just gets exhausted. And even though he was tired in that fight there, he still kept going. Oh, I don't mind watching Lawrence. He's changed now. Super K, that last fight took a lot out of Wardley. Yeah, it probably did, to be fair. Adelaide caught Ergovich with the jab and then stopped using it. Fair point. It just couldn't seem to get near it. You could see that he was trying to get near it after it first happened. But then he's probably thinking, I've got to start doing other things because this isn't working. I'm trying to land the jab on the same cut, open it back up, and it's not working. Yeah. Frustrating. Salute to you, Cuts. True. Neither did Joel Joyce. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because obviously everyone said he had the mammoth chin, those indestructible bones. It just goes to show it's all fun and games until it isn't, till you actually meet somebody that's, in competition with you. Right. Yeah, but Hergovich got no eyelids and he bloody hasn't, but he stayed in there. He fought with one eye. Like the lack of body shots from Adelaide was frustrating. DG says if Dubois can't stop Hergovich with punches, David Adelaide should have known to use his speed and box. Okay. But when you look at boxing, would you describe David Adelaide as a boxer? Or would you describe him as a puncher? He's getting the foundations in definitely now with Adam Booth. But would you say that's what he is, a boxer or a puncher? So like we said there, it's like the ideas are going. It's like, okay, what do I do now? When the pressure was being put on him, when Hergovich was on the front foot, like just continuously, like I said, when you're playing Street Fighter and you find that one move that works and you just keep on going at your opponent with it, it felt like that at times in there. The jab landing was the most effective thing for Adelaide. Yes, because it was explosive and it was setting up other punches as it's meant to. Once he stopped, it was reckless swinging. Yeah. Sophia Ahmed, who have you got winning tonight? I'll leave that for the chat because I'm not getting involved in that one, Sophia. Sorry. Adelaide versus Fraser Clark next. What do you think, Red? Well, isn't Fraser Clark fighting Jamie Takivi? Because Jamie Takivi was supposed to rematch Adelaide, and Adelaide says, "Nah, I'm going to go for Hrgovic. I want to, step up. I won that fight. However, I won it." Fraser Clark versus David Adelaide. Well, they're both powerful. Fraser can box. I'd say his boxing's good. I don't know. Good fight though. I'll watch it. And them two genuinely don't like each other as well, so that'll make it even more better. Brian, so I suppose Hrgovic will be next for Ituama. Oh no. I'd like to see him fight Fabio Wardley. So Adelaide missed a golden opportunity in that fight. He had Hrgovic with the jab early, which is exactly what everyone's reiterating in the comments, and then stopped using it. Yeah, he's a brawler. He's definitely a brawler. That's from Iffy. Dana Jones says, "Good afternoon from America." Good afternoon to you. And you're my favorite sounding English person. I could listen to you talk every day. That is so funny, Dana, because I think I've said to you before that the Birmingham accent's probably one of the most hated in the UK. So I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Kotz is saying Adelaide is a pit bull, not a boxing bully and beat. Roby's saying Dillian for the win. ... I hope. Toby Bartlett responds to Bon Scott. Trouble with Joe Joyce is he totally believed in his chin. Well, we all believed in it, didn't we, Toby? We did. We all believed in it. I believed in it. I got him on camera saying, "Are you made out of iron?" or whatever I said to him when we spoke all those years ago, and thought he could never be KO'd. But the Zilly Zhang had different ideas. Once Booth told him he was losing, he should have said, "Don't stop jabbing that eye." Fair enough. He could have said that, but I still think the advice that he got from Adam Booth was sound. It was sound, it was to the point, and he stepped up. And remember, after that, we had that fabulous round. So it did work. It's just about continuing it. And that's what he did. He didn't do. Hayato Sutsumi, that's who's fighting. I beg your pardon, my pronunciation. I see Moses Ituama at the AJ fight. He is a man mountain, is a massive, yeah, he is quite big. Everyone looks at him, think he's, because of his age, they just presume that he's quite small. He's not. Bon Scott saying Toby Bartlett is paying a heavy price now. Have you seen the state of the guy now? It's sad. Who are you on about? Zhang. Oh, Miss Super K, thank you so much for the donation, the $4.99. Like I said, that goes towards my coffee when I go to boxing events. There's a press conference coming up next week, Tuesday. So keep your notifications on. Not for my channel, but yeah, keep them on for my channel because hopefully I'll get some conversations from that press conference. But yeah, next week, Tuesday, there will be a press conference in the UK for an up-and-coming card. We'll see about that. Right, cut. I'm rooting for Dillian. Defo in his corner. Ituama will be gut tested tonight. And that's from Cuts. But I applaud, Matty said, but I applaud Adelaide. He had a goal and just came up short to a class performer in Hrgovic. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. Joyce, he looks really bad, definitely. Oh, do you think so? Do you reckon like Sutsumi does his eyebrows? Because his eyebrows look more perfect than mine. I saw his eyebrows because, you know, when you look at BoxRec, because you have a look at the fights that they've had, and his eyebrows were just like the angles on them. And I was like, bro, I need to get my eyebrows shaped like that. Right. Skyline is saying the Saudi events press people get free dinners and coffee. I wouldn't know because I've never been there. DG, Joyce can't deal with southpaws. The punch you don't see expected hurts. And obviously that's the one that can get you on the floor as well. I think he's definitely... We're sort of talking about Joel Joyce now. They're saying that maybe he's taken a bit too much punishment. I don't know what's going to happen with him now, you know, to be fair. He's a lovely guy. Spoke to him several times. His mom's great, lovely family. But what does he do? Does he stay? Does he stay in boxing? Don't know. But just when I thought Hrgovic might be on his way out, he comes back and he does quite well because he did quite well tonight. Still looks a bit tired, but he got the win and he got a knockdown as well. So, with this fight, the way that he's been spoken about, and this is cut as if Shaq, is that he's just going to lose. Apparently, somebody that had a great amateur career, but they've totally written him off. I do not know much about Tsutsumi, so forgive my ignorance on that. Like I said, I had a glance at BoxRec. So I'm just going to look at this fight and take it from what it is. I'm going to do a Buddy McGirt. There is no footage. We're just going to play it by ear, and we're going to have a look at the fighters. And so we've got a Saudi Arabian judge. Is it a Puerto Rican judge and an Italian judge? Interesting. So 3 different countries this time rather than 2 countries. Polish judge. Really keeping it all fluid here. I like that. Yeah, I'm not too sure how this fight's going to go. It seems like the other chap, Tsutsumi, is the favourite for this. So we'll see. Brian says, I'm rooting for Dillian too, but I think he's on the slide now. Ituama is young and dangerous. Whyte will test him though. And I'm thinking Ituama by KO in round number 9. That's very precise prediction there. Let's have a look. Matty's saying Matty Harris is being promoted by Izzy Asif. Izzy Asif, he new to the promotional business and struggling to get the... Matty is being promoted by Izzy Asif. He's a Wasserman fighter, isn't he? Can you decipher that? Because I thought you'd been promoted by Wasserman, unless something's happened that I don't know about. Adelaide versus Fraser would be a great domestic dust-up. Yeah, Super K. I'm definitely up for that fight. Dana saying Joel's problem is him and his team believe that his chin was too much and Zhang can crack. Zhang can crack. But look what happened with him, with Ajit Kabayel. I mean, where is he? I'd need to see Ajit back out there as well. I like watching his fights. Met him in person. What a gentleman, an amazing guy. And it's just like him and Joseph Parker are kind of like just sitting in around, twiddling their thumbs, thinking, when am I going to be back out again? I think Joseph Parker's actually here. Is that going to be a potential ring announcement? But post-fight, are they presuming that whoever wins with, Ituama versus Whyte is going to face off with Joseph Parker in the ring? Is this where we're going? I don't know. We'll soon find out though, won't we? ATR's good evening. Low-key believe Whyte can and will smoke Moses. Don't get me wrong. It'll be tough. But I believe Moses will just get old-manned. And not to obviously mess with Dillian Whyte's name. Yeah, I hear that. I hear that. Definitely. Oh, that was to Sophia. Thank you. Fight Bleachers, big up to yourself as well. Don't know if I've seen you here before. Hope you, yeah. Let's have a look. Chris Welsh, how you doing? We're all good, Chris. Hope you are too. Oh, yeah, definitely doing something. Right. Yeah, and Joel was it? I like Joel. I'd like to. If he wants to retire, it's up to him. I'm not like health and safety specialist that can go around, saying what fighters should and shouldn't do. It just depends on him, doesn't it? Super K, 26 likes. How many people are in here? At the moment, 615, and this is across X and YouTube. People are a bit stingy with the likes. It's okay. As long as you hear the company's good. I'm just having a look at this Tsutsumi as we go into round number 1. He's on the front foot. Got southpaw and orthodox. Nice guard from Tsutsumi as he dons a white and red. Just moving around the ring with Afshak here. Afshak, sorry. Southpaw versus Orthodox. Interesting. Afshak is on the back foot at the moment. That was good there. Pull back and counter from Afshak. 1-2, pull back, then comes back with the shot. Tsutsumi positioning his foot on the outside of Afshak as he goes to the body there. Afshak circling around to the right at the moment. And this is where we can potentially have those head clashes when it's Southpaw Orthodox. But let's see how it goes. One, two, coming back from Afshak as Tsutsumi comes forward with a couple of shots there and continues to dominate the center of the ring. Sei Tsutsumi looks like he can put the pressure on there. Let's have a look at his accuracy. But Afshak looks like I was just about to say Afshak looks like the more accurate wrong. As Tsutsumi just lands a couple to the body there. As Afshak jumps in and goes with a 1-2, but it seems that those glided off the glove. The backhand goes in from Tsutsumi as round number 1 finishes. Right, Hrgovic versus Adelaide was a great, enjoyable scrap. Hrgovic deserved, and he was a right winner. Needs to work on his defense. Adelaide did better than expected, but again, could have done more. Chris, I think everybody is more or less saying the same thing, to be fair, about that fight. If you could go back in the chat, I think there was some Adelaide fans that are very upset with him because they wanted him to just push out more, you know? So scrap 100%, definitely a scrap. No, he's now with Izzy Asif to get him fights, still with same manager. So he's not with Wasserman. Is that what you're telling me? So he's left Wasserman and he's gone to GBM. Are you sure about that? That's interesting. Simon Stevens, Holt Parker can get a title shot soon with Kabayel or soon after. I thought Kabayel would have been out here, but the fact that, like I said, Parker is he going to get in the ring at the end of the fight? At the end of the headline? No, sorry, there's none of those on here, Sassy. These Japanese are dominating the lightweight divisions. Yeah, I think they were talking about that as a topic. But I think it's just because they're getting more coverage, fighting more people, and getting more involved in the boxing. Hrgovic was world level. Adelaide wasn't, and that was a difference. And that comes in from Chris Welsh. And yes, Simon, quite rightly so. Very sad news about the 2 Japanese fighters passing away, fighting on the same bill. Rest in peace, warriors. And that's another thing that I think we take for granted, Simon, is that it's a very... Oh, whoa! Tsutsumu's just wobbled Afshak then as he goes back towards the ropes. Yeah, it is. It's a dangerous sport, and it's always the lighter weights that seem to suffer. Don't get me wrong. I think we had a heavyweight pass away in one of the countries in Africa quite recently as well this year. But yeah, dangerous sport. You've got to think about the weight draining, dehydration. Are there any underlying health issues? What are the health procedures? How often do they have scans? What other things are they checking for? What are the health checks entail? You know, the MRI doesn't necessarily, unless you're having like a PET MRI, which literally is the one that scans the brain piece by piece by piece. You're not going to see what's really going on in the brain because a normal MRI may miss stuff as well. So I think with the fighters, they should. I've always said this, and sorry to waffle on and sound like a mumsy here, but they need to have like a proper health insurance for boxers, tailor-made. I don't know if there's any insurance brokers listening that are involved in health, but they need a package where they can take out an insurance policy for operations, say after, I don't know, after a fight, they tear their shoulder or whatever it is, Achilles, they need like quick turnaround operation, brain scans, convalescence, you know, time away, just a little break, whatever it is, they need a package health insurance. Yes, it probably will be an expensive premium, because the hazard of the job is that they will be using the premium. But I think there needs to be something in place for boxers, because I don't think there is, and there needs to be. So if any of you guys are insurance and you want to put together a package, I think it'd be a good sale and worth it as well. If come on, you're driving a car every day, you've got to have he's down. Was he down or was that a slip? Yeah, so counting it, he was down. Saved by the bell. But yeah, insurance for fighters, definitely. Oh, bless you, Matty. Yeah, hit the likes, do all that magical stuff. You're definitely not Martin. He's looking a bit blonde. Yeah, he's down already. Who's his trainer? Hold on. Ryan Vickers, Mohammed Patel, Bilal Javid. Well, he's down now. How many rounds is this? Because I'm looking forward to the lovely Nick Ball, the wrecking ball. Yeah, yeah, that he was down. That wasn't a slip. That was a knockdown. Yeah, legit. Yeah, yeah. It was on the head. Still legit. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Nick Ball back out. He's fighting this Australian chap, isn't he? So I'm looking forward to see that fight. And then obviously we've got the headline. I wonder if they're going to have any breaks in between while this fight is going on. One of the things that I noticed, and I think I mentioned it on one of the pulse fight or pulse weigh-in lives, is it seems more than likely now that Anthony Joshua will be fighting Jake Paul in 2026. No specific time given, but that seems to be what's going to be happening for him. I think Derek Chisora has come out and said, if Dillian Whyte wins this fight with Moses, then I'll fight him. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Derek Chisora has also turned around and said, I like Moses, but I want Dillian Whyte to win. We'll see what happens at the end of the fight, depending on who wins. But yeah, Lawrence Okoli's over there. He's recovering from a bicep injury as well. Obviously, I think he tore his bicep. Was it round number 1? He tore his bicep quite early in his fight. So his bicep's looking okay. Obviously, he's had the private surgery. Hopefully, we'll see him out. And I'm going to say Lawrence Okoli, Fabio Wardley. Fabio Wardley's in the top 5, isn't he? I can't remember which governing body, but I'm sure Fabio Wardley's in the top 5. Obviously, Lawrence Okoli is WBC. Is he WBC number 1? Well, he keeps on bending his head. Satsuma's hitting him. He is hitting him like there on the side of the head. So he's had another count, I think. So that's 2 counts down. We're in round number 3 of 10. This fight isn't going to... Yeah, he's down again, mate. Just leave it. Yeah, I think you just leave it. Just leave it. He's been knocked down 3 times now, ref. He's unsteady on his feet. Yeah, he's going to go. Yeah, he's going to go down once again. The quick culmination of shots, yeah, waved it off. I think they should have waved it off. Yeah, you can protest. You've been down 3 times. Yeah, that's the end of that fight. Simon, you're right. Boxers give so much, but who takes care of them? No union. It's a bad situation. Look, some money grabber could make quite a lot of money off this. I understand. Like I said, you'd have to make the premiums higher because the claims would be high. It's not like car insurance where you don't always need to claim on car insurance. You wouldn't always need to claim as a fighter as well. So it would look. I'm not an advocate of ripping people off, but I do believe that the premium should be higher for the insurance because of the type of injuries that can be sustained from fighting. I mean, who was that? Was it the UFC fighter? Is it Ben Askren? Didn't he end up having? Was it a double lung transplant? What happened with him? What was his like private? I think in America you have to have private medical care anyway. But was it immediate? I mean, he was on death's door. So yeah, insurance is key. It should be. There needs to be a company that specifically deals with boxing. Right, Chris Welsh says Nova did well, in my opinion, for a short notice opponent, but Ford was too skillful for him in the end. I like that fight. I thought that was another good matchup as well, because there was parts in that fight where Nova was really sharp. Really, I like one of the things that I like about Nova is his ability to counterpunch. Nice, real nice counter punches from him, but then Ford picked up and then he started with his counter punching as well. I enjoyed that fight. Good fight. That was a fight that was on before Adelaide and Hergovich. Mr. A, good evening to you. Kotz is saying there should be an independent organization that solely deals with fighters during and post-career health finances. Yes, there should, because that's exactly what I've just said. One FC MMA make fighters have hydration tests. Fighters must pass a urine-specific gravity test, okay, within 48 hours before the event and up to 3 hours before their bout. Now, that's interesting because I'm not aware. I'm not saying that there isn't, but I don't think anything like that is done in boxing. And I do know that in the UK, we're more strict with brain scans than we are, say, for example, in the US. Like I said, anytime I think about that, I think about Patrick Day. Unfortunately, he lost his life. And I think before he lost his life practically in the ring, it was shortly afterwards. I think he'd suffered a knockout maybe a couple of months before. And there potentially could have been some problems that may have been picked up that would have stopped him from having that last fight. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. No, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just looking at the pattern. But I think with the UK, I think we really are strict when it comes to like the brain scanning and stuff. But I'm not sure about the dehydration test, which is a good thing to have. Oh, James, what have I missed? That result was expected. Oh, yeah. Yes. My problem is, ladies and gentlemen, and if you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Red. This is a live watch along. We're getting closer. We're teetering closer to the main event. We're nearly there. And this is conversation and commentary. There is no footage. There's no streams. There's none of that. It's just me waffling on, doing commentary, speaking to you guys in the chat about the fights. We have had a lovely battle between Filip Hrgović and David Adelaide. We're going into Nick Ball next. And then after that, obviously, it's the main event with Moses Ituama and Dillian Whyte. Because this fight wasn't, exactly, well, it was what I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't that, interesting or eye-catching. I've been in the chat speaking to you guys. So if you've just joined us and you hear me waffling about brain scans, urine tests, we're just talking about the safety of boxers, because quite rightly so, one of the viewers has mentioned the two Japanese fighters that passed away that were not fighting each other, but were on the same card. So health and safety is obviously important. Yeah, Chris, I've got to say, I kind of like looked at them and thought, yeah, that was what was going to happen. But it's Nick Ball versus Goodman in a bit. Interesting. But glad you mentioned it. Bloodlust Boxing, glad you mentioned it. October, not many fighters are covered, and it's sad when their careers and health is on the line. If any boxers you know of need help with this, we've got a good contact in the field. Start putting it out there on your socials. You have to, Bloodlust Boxing, you've got to put it out there on your socials. It needs to be broadcast. You've got to advertise that, and hopefully it's reputable. I don't usually advertise stuff I know nothing about, but you put it out on your socials. I'll definitely have a look at it, but get it out there because the fighters do need to be covered for sure. Brian, Jake Paul paid for his treatment. Nobody at the UFC donated a penny to his treatment, which is shocking. That's horrific. Ben Askren, Jake Paul paid for that. That's horrific. Yeah. And this is, oh dear, he was on death's door. Skyline, the editor, I don't want to see that Jake Paul fight. It's like he's stealing a fight from the fans. We could have another serious fight instead, but we're getting this. Yeah, and this is what I'm saying, but isn't this where the sport's going, Skyliner? It's going towards just money, money, money orientated. That's all it's about, and it let's make a quick buck and let's that's all it is. I remember when like the YouTubers first came into, boxing and it was classed as crossover boxing, this, that, and the other, and it was in its own lane. But now it is actually crossover boxing, and that's what we're getting. It's money, isn't it? I'm trying to sit here and think like a fighter. If somebody just said to me, like I'm a millionaire anyway, and somebody said to me, "Look, 50 million, just fight my man. It's going to do a lot. You're going to make a lot of money from it. We know what you are, etc., etc." I'm digging inside to think, would I actually say no, or would I just do it just for the sake of it? When is the moral compass going to kick in and say, "Well, no, actually, I'm a boxer and I do not want to accept 50 million US dollars for a fight. No, you can keep it." I might not like it, but I can't imagine turning my nose up to 50 mil or whatever it is. And then the other endorsements and promotion and all the other stuff that comes from it. I mean, heaven forbid it's an upset and Jake Paul wins. Oh my God. Well, can you imagine that? Not saying that that would happen, but heaven forbid. My DAZN is way behind. Oh, I don't know where I am. Round one of this fight have just ended. What round are you? Has has Nick Ball got in the ring? Because if so, I'm way behind and I need to refresh mine. Yeah, I'd because I don't watch the UFC like that, Iffy. No, I don't know how it goes, and I don't know how. I've heard rumors, but like nothing. I can't like if it was boxing, I could stand up and say, yeah, that's true. Or I've seen. I don't watch UFC like that, so I hear the rumors, but I haven't dug deep enough into it to like say, oh my gosh, that really does happen. I know there was some craziness about the sponsorships. Nick Ball isn't tall, but every time he wrecks them all. I do like Nick Ball. Evening all, and that's from Dan the Man. And shout out to Martin as well. Beats did a really good take on Japanese fighters and the way they train, which could also add to the dangers. Okay, Roby, I'll listen to that because I love Boxing Beats and Rhymes channel. He talks a lot of sense, so it'd be interesting to hear his take on that. Is that one of his recent videos? I've got. Oh, Dan says I've got Whyte winning tonight. Not 50, but 100 million. This is what I'm saying. Yeah, morality's in the bin. It's in the Simon, you've only got to open social media and know that morality's in the bin. What are morals? What are morals? Money. Morals, money. Oh, thank God for that. Frightened me then. I was thinking, has Nick Ball gone in already? If Jake Paul beats AJ, then it truly would be a fix. Yeah, it would be. But you know what I'm saying? Heaven forbid. Right, I'll have a look because usually I listen to Boxing Beats and Rhymes when I'm out running along the canals in Birmingham in the mornings. Introduction of social media has made this world tapped. It has, Chris, and for a lot of reasons as well, a lot of different reasons. Um, Everything's quite superficial, isn't it? And nothing's quite real, but it is what it is. We're moving with the times. There's all AI. You've got everything at your fingertips. You haven't really got to do anything yourself anymore. You haven't even got to think, have you? So imagine the regression of the brain that you've got because everything does everything for you. Du- 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 du. Oh, okay. Just after the tragedy. Okay, so that'll be recent then. So we'll have to take a look at that. But yeah, healthcare for the fighters, a definite one, absolute definite one. Anthony Joshua fighting Jake Paul in 2026. It is what it is. Will I watch it? Yes. Because when it comes to stuff like that, I'm a hypocrite. Am I happy about it? No. I'd like to see him fight somebody else, but it's his choice. He's doing it. He's done his bits. You can't argue with it, can you? You can say what you think, but really, does it matter? I feel like the contract for AJ will say something dodgy like must not give it 100% for entertain. Excuse me. Probably. He'd probably say that both sides. What do you think Jake Paul wants to be embarrassed either? You don't know, do you? Right, Bon Scott saying, I like Whyte and I hope he wins, but he has been written off by the press, hyping up Ituama, just like they do with the England football team. Yes, boxers in need. I've seen that one, and I have reposted that one with Peter Fury, Boxers in Need. That's a charity um, that Peter has advertised quite a few times. The thing is with Moses, right? I've been thinking about this all week. If have you guys looked back on how Mike Tyson was built? I know I keep rabbiting on about this, and I've done this before because I've studied a bit about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson had a team of about 3 or 4 people, like in the shadows, that were making fights for him. The matchmaking was done, so potentially the opponent looked okay. The record wasn't necessarily the best, but they looked okay. But they knew that Mike Tyson would be able to take them out. They built him in a certain way. Not, you might say padded record, whatever it is, but the business side, they had a strategy around him. Now, I see the same thing happening with Moses, but with a public influence involved in it as well, because we're moany buggers, because we complain about who they're fighting, because we have to be involved, because it's just the way we are as Brits. We're extremely passionate about the sport. Would a Dillian Whyte fight have happened? Because Dillian Whyte is still a risk. Yes, he's got to turn back the clock tonight. We can't sit here and say that he hasn't, but he's still a risk. Remember, what is Moses? Moses, say for example, Mike Tyson wouldn't have fought somebody like Dillian Whyte until a lot later on in his fights. You wouldn't have fought him. What is this? Moses' 13th fight? It's his 13th fight, and he's going up against, whether you think he's on the slide, whether you think he's had enough, whatever you want to think about it, he's taking a big risk in fighting Dillian Whyte. So I think Moses is being pushed a lot more than Mike Tyson would be. That's my opinion. What I do know about Moses is he is good. He's a good boxer. He's learning on the job. He's got the right attitude. No matter what he does, the public's going to have something negative to say about it, because that's what we do. Because like I said, we like to critique. We'll critique more than we'll praise. I think he's being pushed. I mean, I've even heard mention of that he should fight Usyk. Total insanity. Total insanity. And this is where it gets to the point where people are just saying, yes, I want him versus him, and it doesn't matter about any rankings, anything that you do in the sport. Don't care where he is numbered. I just fancy those fights because I like those two together. So what's the point of getting ranked? What's the point of rankings? What is the point of you as a fighter working your ass off, moving your way around the boxing chessboard to get into position for somebody else to get the fight just because somebody else thinks that fight will be better? Can you imagine how disheartening that is? So if you look at the way that Mike Tyson was built, I'll go back to that. He wouldn't have took on somebody like the Dillian Whyte this early on in his career, but Moses is. So you've got to give both respect to Dillian for taking the fight, because we've seen the interviews of everyone on there. Oh no, I'm not. No, if the money's right, I'll fight Moses. Oh no, I'm not fighting Moses. I've seen what he can do. All of this stuff. However you want to say whatever they're doing. And Dillian Whyte says, you know what? Got nothing to lose, have I? I'll do it. So you have to respect it. So, and he's been, to be fair, Moses has been kept quite active. Yes, I think the media has been not disrespectful, but dismissive to what Dillian has done. Say, for example, that fight that he won with Parker, how well has that aged? Parker's on the verge of going back in for a world title shot now. Yeah, Dillian Whyte stopped him. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't think he does get the credit that he deserves. I think obviously the inactivity hasn't helped him either. The way that he's come in, the shape that he's come into previous fights hasn't helped him either. You look at the last performance with Tete, even though Dillian was aggressive, it wasn't his best performance. And we tend to look at heavyweights and we look at the shape of heavyweights. We know what Dillian looks like when he's in shape. And then we kind of like, that's the benchmark. But here we are tonight because he's gone away. I spoke to Buddy. Buddy said he didn't even train this hard for the rematch he was supposed to have with Anthony Joshua. Buddy's been with him for a minute. He really wants this fight. And they're going to go in there and try and win by any means necessary. Of course, it's dangerous for Dillian. I said to Dillian, you know what they're going to be looking for? Straight away, the uppercut, because they know once they get you with the uppercut, that's it. The fight's done. The win's there. It's clean. And he says, well, yeah, they can keep on looking for that because when they're looking for that, they're going to be missing out on other things. In other words, keep on looking for the shot that's going to get me out of there. You're not going to be watching what I'm doing because you're concentrating on trying to get me out of there. You know? So there's a bit of that. The press are going to do what the press are going to do. Moses has got a lot of pressure on him. Somebody mentioned about him being nervous. Yeah, he should be nervous. There's so much pressure on that kid. There's more pressure on him than there is on Dillian. Why? Because they expect Moses to win anyway. So imagine how he's going to feel if they lose. He's feeling the pressure, and so he should. And it's not a make or break fight, but it's definitely a test. Moses can come again. Buddy McGirt said if Dillian loses bad, that's it for him. He didn't say if he loses. He said if he loses bad, that's it for him. There's so many different angles and aspects to this fight. And I think that's what makes it more intriguing. I think a lot of people are in love with the nostalgia of Dillian because he is one of the characters of British boxing of this era, whether you like it or not. And people fall in love with that. And they're like, I wonder if I'm going to get him back. And we've been looking for it all week, whether it's at the press conference, whether it's in interviews. We've been scraping and almost like begging for that Dillian to come back and annoyed that we haven't quite seen him yet until he started to flip the switch slightly towards the end of the week. Big hill for him to climb, but nobody's invincible. I'm looking forward to the fight. Yes, even though I do think that, like I said, if you go off the Mike Tyson model, he wouldn't have fought someone like Dillian yet. I'm glad that the fight's happening. It's a good fight. I'm glad that Moses took it. And I'm glad that Dillian did as well. Let me go back into the chats because I've been rambling. Hold on. Right, my mate has been using dating apps. Oh, okay. Chris Welsh says, my mate has been using dating apps where he has to pay to have a conversation. Just another scam. Do it the good old way. Go to a bar or whatever. Say who you are and have a good chat. None of this nonsense. Mate, that was back in the 90s. You people don't do that anymore. Having a chat with the people at the bar. Have you seen how antisocial people are in public? They don't even know how to communicate. You could literally sit there and just message each other across the table and give each other a glance and have a conversation that way. The world's insane. Yes, I agree. Lots of things wrong with this world. I think probably with the dating apps, it might be a safety thing. They pay and you have to upload identification as well because there's a lot of weirdos. And we've seen the documentaries on YouTube where these dating apps and then people end up being a bit like psychos, males and females. It's not gender specific. So Bon Scott says Whyte has had a great resume and Ituama has had a 12-fight resume against much lower opposition. If he beats Whyte, it does put him up amongst the others. If he loses, he has time on his side, the same as Dubois. Totally agree with you, Bon. Totally agree. Robbie saying young fighters don't fight often enough. They should be fighting 3 to 4 times a year, especially if they're blowing people away. But he was probably the most active heavyweight there was, 100%. But we'll see. Chris is saying, I said Ituama 7th or 8th round. He will get taken past halfway mark, in my opinion. I actually won't be shocked if Whyte wins in terms of on paper, but it's a shock with where both are. Kotz is saying Dillian is a Spartan, no retreat, no surrender. Martin is saying this is a step up for Moses for sure, but I don't think Whyte stands a chance of turning back the clock. It's all about speed, angles, and variety of punch. Simon Stevens, Manny came back recently for a world fight after a long time. It's a business. Yeah, it is a dangerous one at that. Bon Scott says Ituama is ranked number 1 with the WBO. That's strange for a fighter who hasn't fought anyone of note. Uncle Frank works miracles. He does. He's strategic when it comes to putting you on that chessboard. Very, very strategic. If you see it, even with the Parker's new winning form, it seems he still didn't want a rematch. Interesting. Chris is saying if all titles get vacated, please give title shots to those that merit it. Oh, but it's not a meritocracy, Chris. Nothing's a meritocracy. It's all about nepotism and the other board game that I shan't mention that begins with M and ends in Y. I'm looking at the WBC when I say Okoli, Caballel are 1 and 2. Unfortunately, the WBC would make AJ versus Fury for the belt. It's obvious. We are going into the Wrecking Balls fight. I'll just read the last couple. Brian is saying Dillian has nothing to lose because he's a multiple times drug cheat. I don't know what there is to respect or what credit he deserves for the fights that he's won, Brian. What do you think of Roy Jones Jr.? He's a good fighter as well, isn't he? DG say the thought Dillian would come in fat and ready to be taken. Frank Warren's son and Ben Davison thinks Moses is ready for everyone, but Frank knows better. Dillian Whyte is a live dog. Simon Stevens says Chisora doing what Dillian does now. Chisora is ranked high in IBFs because he thought Otto Wallin for the eliminator. I think it was a 12-round fight in Manchester, and that was what got him that position. I was there. I remember that. One question I can actually answer. Kotz is saying if Moses goes into the late rounds, he will face critique based on the hype. You reckon? Dodge, good evening to you. Supernova, good evening to you. This is the making of a generational great if you blast Dillian Whyte in 3 or 4 rounds, or Dillian Whyte will be in a world champion title fight with a win. Personally, I think Ituama 3 to 4. DG saying Ben always saves his fight if it gets sticky. Lee Wood versus Lara. Ben panics. Panics, or does he save his fighters? Bit of a tricky one, that, isn't it? Live to fight another day. Is that his motto? Super K saying Chisora best beat Wallin last time, so took his place in the rankings and 3 wins on the bounce. Yeah, answers the earlier question. Dillian Whyte was wrong to leave Mark Tibbs. He had the best fights and wins under Tibbs. I did like that duo. Tibbs is back in Moses to win as well. Listening to him on TalkSport. Mike Tyson fought 15 times in 1985. Flipping hell, they don't make them like that anymore, do they? Absolutely crazy, considering how little fighters fight nowadays. And how many of those rounds were 15s? SR Woyoy, Miss Red, long time no see. Hope all is well. Good to see you as well. Nick Ball with the lovely Paul Stevenson in his corner. Yeah, you're right. That's probably why Moses' skills are so good and why some other prospects get exposed. If it was a meritocracy, Joseph Park and Caballel would have had a shot at the titles by now. Yes, so it isn't, is it? It isn't, is it? Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Abs of October Red. If you've just joined us, a warm welcome to you. It's an evening of conversation and commentary for the key event tonight, which is Moses Ituama versus Dillian Whyte, which we were discussing in great detail there. We've got Nick Ball going up against, I think his name is Goodman. 2-year age difference. Goodman's had a lot of fights. Nick Ball with the more notable fights on his record. Nick Ball known as the Wrecking Ball. Let's get down to business, as per Philip Hergovich's weekly mantra for this fight week. So let's go. Nick Ball is straight into the center of the ring, but to be fair, both guys are. Nick Ball going a bit bold on the top. He'll get that hair replaced in no time. We'll go total skinhead. Let's have a look. But we've got two orthodox fighters there. We've got the high guard from Nick going around, both fighters circling around to the left. So good evening to you all. Join in the chat. We always have good discussions in this chat, and sometimes it gets a bit colourful and different. Not the standard chat that you might see everywhere else. Some nice body shots. 1-2 going in as Ball lunges into Goodman. Nice sharp jab coming out. That peekaboo style there from Ball. Goodman moving around with that jab hand. I like that. Not fainting, but like just prodding it out there. Not Uzikes, but you know what I mean. Keeping that jab hand busy so your opponent's like not sure when you are going to actually throw. Obviously, Nick Ball, the favourite here. Looks like Goodman caught him with a nice uppercut there, followed by a jab. See the head of Nick Ball going back. The one thing I did notice about these, there's not that much of a height difference as there usually is with Nick Ball, as Goodman pushes Ball back with a combination of shots there, looking at the jab, going to the head, the body. Ball comes firing back with his own shots, going in with a screw shot there, both guys in the clinch. Goodman pushes Ball back to the ropes. We are 1 minute, 18 seconds away from the end of the first round. And as these rounds go down, we get closer and closer to the main event. Still can't make up my mind on that one. Sam Goodman's aggressive, come forward, able to push Nick Ball back with that nice double jab of his, but lovely right hook comes in from Nick Ball. Both guys in the clinch. Let go of his arm. Goodman had him in the clinch there, for ragging him around like a bit of a doll. Right. To be fair, I like the composure from Goodman. You can see, obviously, he has had more fights. You look at his records, because he had a lot more fights than Nick Ball. As the ref gives him a little bit of a telling off about the hit at the back of the head. But the composure's really nice from Goodman. I haven't watched him before, but yeah, nice composure here. Where Nick Ball literally just wants to come in and take your head off. But we're getting that composure. Nice counters there from Goodman. Yeah, good work. Good work for the first round. I'm not going to score it because you know what I'm like with scoring. Toby goes on to say, Bon Scott, I remember Tyson fighting back then. What a fighter, so fast and so deadly. Roby says there's a lot more details around those failed tests. Context is key in that debate. Yes, it is, Roby. I'm inclined to agree with you. Chris Welsh, well, it's worked for me when I reluctantly went out with my... Is that to do with the... Obviously, oh, yeah, normal conversations. Yeah, definitely. Cuts, the media need to save face. They diss Dillian. They will dilute the hype around Moses if he takes long to get through Dillian. And I think he will struggle to win or lose. Interesting. I think everybody likes the Tibbs Whyte matchup. They really suited each other. I mean, look at the table flipping when he was fighting Derek Chisora, and Tibbs just got the water bottle and threw it at like Chisora. Like, you know, you come for one of us, you're coming for me as well. I love that camaraderie between the two. But you know what? It is what it is. They went their separate ways, and yeah, I did like that matchup. I really did. Shout out to Eloise for the 10 British pounds. That's 2 coffees there. I'm going to be buzzing off coffee next week when I go on my travels. Evening Abs, great show as always. We need to get you out to Saudi. Smash the like. You know, I don't want to go, Eloise. I'm not interested. I'm actually not going. Look at Goodman throwing these shots in here. I'm actually not interested in going. I'd rather be here with you guys. I'll tell you that now. We've got some bruising on the nose of Nick Ball there. I think that might be some backhand work coming in from Goodman. Tidy, compact, good boxer, nice on his feet. It looks like for once, Nick Ball's actually struggling to find an actual range here. So that's a little bit of bruising under the right eye of Nick Ball. So we're going into round number 2 of 12. But yeah, Eloise, thank you so much for the donation. It all helps, and that is a very, very generous one. It feels like Ball hasn't fought for ages. That comes in from Chris. Super K, be good to see abs in full. I've got the scarf, you know. I've got the scarf, but nah, I'm not going. Toby Barton. Oh, okay. Goodman is a big star in Australia. I've seen a few of his fights. First time outside Australia, so let's see how he does. He ain't doing too bad at the moment, is he? To be fair, Toby. Matty's saying Dillian Whyte was with Tibbs for 8 years, never lost a fight. Parker, Dave Allen, Chisora, Hellenius, never lost till he left Mark Tibbs. Yeah, they were a good match, weren't they? Yeah, he did. He went straight to Tibbsy after the AJ loss. Andrew's giving the first round to Goodman. Bon Scott telling how Mark Tibbs mentioned Johnny Fisher being introduced as a rugby player. Seems like he didn't think he was ready for Dave Allen, but had to take the 2 fights. He advised him not to go for the second fight, apparently. He said that in interview. This is Tibbsy. He didn't want him to go for the fight, and he did it. So there was stuff that Johnny Fisher was saying post the last loss to Dave Allen, where I knew he was going to leave. I knew it. I was like, yeah, he's going to go. He's not staying. You could tell. You can always hear it with some fighters, even though they say they accept accountability. You can hear it where they say, well, I wasn't taught to do this, or I wasn't shown how to do that. And it's almost like, yeah, there was a bit of a pushback. So I knew he was going to go. I didn't know who he was going to go to, but I definitely knew he was going to go. Let's have a look. Once Nick's ball gets inside the pocket, it's fireworks, and he'll throw everything at his opponent. Yeah, £10 for 2 coffees, mate. I am a Cafe Nero girl, though. I do like my Cafe Nero. Petra 7957. What time's the main event on? Well, when this fight finishes, however long that takes. So your guess is good as mine. Whyte won 11 in a row under Tibbs. Wow. And some good ones as well, Andrew. You're right, Bon. He didn't fancy the Dave Allen fight rematch, especially that one. That was one of the reasons they split. Yeah, which is kind of like what I've said. Bloodlust boxing. I think Nick Ball will turn the screw in round 8 to 9. His gas tank is crazy. I know what type of training they do in Paul Stevenson's gym. Yeah, the conditioning's not an issue up there. And you can see all of them are in real good shape. I think Chloe Watson's gone to him, hasn't she? To the Everton Triangle. Right, Matty, Bon saying to Matty, I was reading in between the lines, and I don't think he was too bothered that Johnny left. Interesting. Looks like Mark didn't rate him. Really? Or is that just a little bit of bitterness because he's gone? Interesting. I like this little dynamic that's going on between these two. Obviously, reading in between the lines, there's a lot more to it, but there always is a lot more to it when it comes to boxing. But here we are. Let's get back to the fight. We are in round number 3 of 12. It's Ball versus Goodman. Goodman coming in a bit of an unknown, but like the honourable people have mentioned in the chat, he's quite well known in his homeland of Australia. This is the gum shields out. Gum shields out. Who's gum shields out? So he's definitely making a good account of himself. Ball is struggling to land. The ref's just left the gum shield out. 2 minutes. 2 minutes into the fight, someone's gum shield's out on the floor, and the ref has said it, but he's just letting the fight go on. Hopefully no one loses their teeth. Yeah, I'd say at the moment, Goodman's definitely dominating this fight and time. Yeah, it's his gum shield that's come out. Right. It's Goodman's gum shield that's come out. Okay. Give it a quick rinse and pop that back in. Let's have a look and see how Nick starts to deal with the range, because it looks like the range is the problem, but I think it's because they're a similar height. But you see when Nick's coming in with his shots, Goodman is actually throwing them back out at him, which is interesting to see. We know that Nick Ball's a pressure fighter, don't we? We've seen him fight several times, and he puts that pressure on. Goodman is not succumbing to the pressure. He's just going at it. We've seen some really nice boxing skill from Goodman. Look at the length. Look at the rod, the stiffness of that jab, just going into the head of Nick Ball. He's not missing it. We're not seeing any head movement from Ball at all at the moment. We're just seeing a high guard and him jumping in, trying to knock him out. Yeah, interesting that. But I did notice that Goodman's team were quite quietly confident with their fighter. I think soon he's going to start to frustrate Ball because he's literally running into him, marching into him. Body shot, jab, and this is all the work from Goodman. Body shot, hook, as Ball grabs onto him. Ref gets in and separates the two as soon as they go into the clinch. Let's have a look. As he circles around to the left in that generalship here. Looks a bit like Willie Hutchinson, this one does, Goodman. Just at a glance. Boxing on the back foot, jabbing, throwing a nice 1-2. Both guys in the clinch. Overhands coming in. Good work on the inside, but the ref gets in and separates them. The jab to the body from Goodman as he goes onto the back foot as Ball comes in with the 1-2. Just on the bell. Yeah, definitely agree with you there, guys. Goodman is good. This is a decent fight. Some more stuff there about the Tibbsy and Dubois. Woodman could win this boxing really well. They do say that boxing wins. Goodman adjusting well since the first rounds. I definitely agree with that. Can't hear the flipping corner because of rabbiting on. Goodman is a big featherweight. Ball losing every round so far, and that's from Andrew. Roby says, I think Ball needs to make it messy. Well, he's going to have to, isn't he? Because you're clearly up against the boxer. He's blinking quite a lot, though. I do get worried when I see fighters blink a lot. Like continuously blinking a lot. Nice jab, stiff jab to the body. Once again from Goodman. Ball out of range, but manages to catch him with one as he comes in. Ball marches in and Goodman just goes under that. Ooh. Was that a body shot that went in there when the ref was trying to get in the middle of them? Win by any means necessary. 1-2 3. Lovely boxing from Goodman here. 1-2. The hook around the side of the gloves. Ball just like launching in, not necessarily landing anything with any meaning. Double jab coming in from Ball there. We've got those busy hands from Goodman, that busy lead hand that's just continuously moving around. Oh, 1-2 there from Goodman. Don't know if that caught Ball a little bit off balance as he throws out his own jab, puts out the high guard, goes in to throw an uppercut. Goodman goes back, slips the shots, like rolls under him. Really good boxing work here from Goodman. I like the way he just slipped to the side, throw in the body shot. Ball comes back with his own combination, but Goodman answers. 1-2 coming in from Ball there. Nice hook, short hook coming in from Ball. Like you guys said in the chat, he needs to make it nasty. The jab comes back out from Goodman as Ball like lunges forward with the combinations. All right, we're in round number 4, and this is a 12-round fight. Of course, it's a world championship fight. So at least we're getting one 12-rounder tonight. I like the concentration. I'm looking at the people ringside, just looking at the concentration. Every time Ball lands a shot, you've got his promoter there, Frank Warren, clapping loudly, supporting his fighter as Eddie sits ringside and just watches with a stern eye. He's got no horse in this race, has he? His fight is finished. He won. Ray Ford. But speaking of Eddie Hearn's ex-fighters, Dillian will be going in at the top of the bill. He's gave a fair analysis to what he thinks is going to happen with Dillian, to be fair. Everybody's complimentary of the shape, but we know shape doesn't win fights. But what it does show, guys, is determination. determination that Dillian's actually taking this fight extremely seriously. We know that muscles don't win fights. We do know that. It has its positives. Whoa, that was a beautiful hook that landed on the chin of Goodman from Ball, but he sat through it. Yeah, that was some good work there. Oh, hold on. Dillian Whyte's there with Devtani. Wait there. How much does it mean to win tonight? Dillian looks just chilled, relaxed. You know, I'd hate it if I was a fighter if they came in before my fight. I think I'll be one of these. I don't know what you guys would be like if you was a fighter. Please feel free to comment in the chat. If you was a fighter, would you want a camera and a microphone in your fight before you going in for potentially, you know, what people could say is career ending if you don't come out the other end? You want someone shoving a mic and a camera in your face? I couldn't do that. And it's always the same thing. How are you feeling? How do you think I'm feeling? And it's like, what do you ask them? You know, not having a go at the interviewers. What do you ask them? Are you ready for tonight? No, I don't think I'm ready. I'm going to come back in 2 weeks. What do you say in those situations? Crazy. Let's have a look at their chats. Right, Toby Ringirl saying, I still think Ball will get to Goodman. I got round 10 in the prediction league. I wouldn't even know how to put a tenner on a fight. Roll B, it says Blinking has looked worrying since McClellan. Yeah. Anytime I see that, it's like, something to do with the brain, isn't it? 3-1 Goodman. Andrew saying, I had Ball win in the fourth. Dillian looking a little nervous, which is expected. Yeah, bro, I'm nervous. Oh, here we go. Ball comes back. Oh, he grabbed onto him then. Culmination. You said he's going to come on later on in the fight. Excuse me. We are in for round number 5 of 12, and Ball did get to him. I just saw the legs of Goodman drop, but he still stays in there. And Ball's not having to jump into the fights now. He's found his range. Before, he was trying to jump in to find range. He's waiting for Goodman to come to him. So he's right in range, just leaning his head in slightly, saying, come in, come in. There you go. There's the range inside. Hasn't got to work to find that range anymore. Took him, 4 or 5 rounds? Well, you said that he won the 4th. So say it took him 3 rounds then to get comfortable. Oh, it looks like the jab man might be running out of answers because the pressure's starting to mount on here now from Ball. The ref jumps in and separates the two. Ball once again with the high guard, walks in and throws a jab. The feinting, the elusive left hand is still there from Goodman. Ball unloads some shots, but Goodman says no and unloads his back. He must be really fit. He recovered well from that. His legs had dipped. Stayed in there. That's the conditioning. Still stays there busy with that lead left. And this is the work from Goodman coming into Ball. We've got 29 seconds left in round number 5 of 12. Potentially this fight could go the distance. Ball hunts him down. Goodman remains elusive on his feet. Using those side steps. A nice 1-2 landed from Goodman there. Ball goes over to throw in the overhand. And once again, Goodman did what he did earlier on in the fight, which is roll under. We've got 10 seconds left. Body shots, uppercuts. Overhand coming in from Ball. Landed 2 of the 3. There you go, round done. I'm sure there's a little cheeky hit after the bell. Yeah, Andrew says Dillian's a little nervous, which is expected. Roll B, yeah. I'm with you. I'm telling them move. Yeah, I wouldn't like it. I'll be like, I need to concentrate on what I'm doing. I don't need cameras in my face. Super says if Nick Ball loses here, the UK will not have a world champion at any weight division. Yeah, you're right, actually. Because, the UK won't have, remember, we've been corrected on this, won't have a male world champion. Get it right. Super. Get it right. Because that was already been picked up. Everyone like started falling over their words. Oh yeah, a male world champion. Come on, ball. We do. We need it. 3-2 Goodman. Oh, Andrew's got Goodman up on the cards. A little bit of reddening on the eye. But to be fair, Goodman has got a solid jab. Anxious, nervous. Is there that much difference between the two? Right, here we go. Nick ball goes in again. 1-2 coming in from Goodman. Oh, Andy Lee's got ball up on the cards. Double jab, overhand. Goodman's got real good ring generalship here. The way that he moves around the ring, I do like it. Yeah, he doesn't really let ball cut the ring off, does he? 1, 2, 3. As ball comes in with his wrecking moves, launches in with the jab and then follows on with the second and the third shot. Ball just laughs at him there as Goodman lets off his own jab combination. Body shot, upstairs, downstairs work from Ball. Goodman reciprocates with the same, getting out of range so Ball can't land any damning shots on him. Stays off the ropes. Good work. Like I said, I like this generalship here. You don't want to get pinned down. The basics, using boxing brain. When it gets a bit too difficult in the clinch, both of the guys fighting in the clinch, messy as you like. A hook gets thrown by Goodman as he just pulls out of the clinch there. Ball takes the center of the ring, looking to hunt him down. We're in round number 6 of 12. Ball's from more punches though. Oh no, Goodman has. I do beg your pardon. All right, let's have a look. Goodman on the back foot here. Light on his feet, moving laterally, moving around to the right, making sure Ball can't pin him down in any particular position. Ball comes in with the high guard. You can see what he's going to do. He'll come in with the high guard because he's protecting himself of any shots when he comes inside so he can let go of his own. Once again, a beautiful hook there. Just had the legs dipped of Goodman. Dangerous when he's on the inside. As soon as he puts up that high guard, you know what he's going to do. Nice slips there from Goodman. But when Ball catches him, he really does catch him. That uppercut and then the overhand. Look at that uppercut coming in from the right-hand side of Ball. As he moves backwards, comes in with his own body shot. And this is the work of Goodman. Uppercut, overhand, coming in from Ball. Last 10 seconds. Nice fight. Yeah, nice fight. I like this. I like that because this is one of those that is like, yeah. Yeah, good fight. Oh, God almighty. Right, we've got Harlem Eubank speaking to one of the DAZN presenters. Anybody that's not nervous to an extent at getting in a boxing ring is not right in the napper. But to be fair, Molesley said, Molesley said he doesn't get nervous. He said that the only time he got nervous, I think, was an amateur fight that he had when the opponent was like way bigger than him and he ended up stopping him in the first round. He said after that, he just didn't get nervous anymore. So bless him. Simon Stevens, I absolutely agree. I'd hate the camera in the dressing room. When you said you had 29 sets, I had 18. All right, you might be ahead. So, yeah, DAZN. What can I say? And if I refresh this now, it's going to start faffing about. So unfortunately, you're probably going to have to be 10 seconds ahead of me. Somebody was behind me as well at first. So I'm happy to be somewhere in the middle. DG says, I got a feeling Dillian was switching to the usual Dillian Whyte on the walk to the ring. Ooh. You've got Goodman is ahead for you. Not Andy Lee has got them as a draw now at the moment on Andy Lee's scorecards. Andy Lee, the body snatcher. trainer of Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, Hamza Shiraz, Ben Whittaker. Yeah, he's got a few in his camp, hasn't he? I do like Andy Lee, though. Nice guy. Bond says, I love that quote from Whyte. Wolves stay still when sheep run. Let's hope he lives up to it. Ooh. A lot of subliminals are being put out here. We've heard Robert Greene, 48 Laws of Power. We've heard all sorts of stuff coming out. Subliminal, maybe. At the end of the day, what happens in this fight is down to what happens in the ring. All the talking, all the philosophy, all the stoics. Doesn't matter, does it? It's what happens when you get in here. When that first bell goes, it's down to you then, isn't it? You got 3 minutes in between rounds where you've got to make some decisions. Your coach can advise you and tell you what to do, but you're alone for 3 minutes at a time, however much that time takes, where you've got to be instinctive and you've got to read your opponent yourself. Yes, some have game plans, some fight off instinct. I think it's good to have a mixture of a little bit of both, but we'll see. Will Dillian fight with a southpaw? I don't know. Who knows? I don't know. Apparently, he was southpaw when he was kickboxer. When he did mixed martial arts or martial arts, he was southpaw then. Apparently, Ball underestimated Goodman. DG, I think I did too. We are in round number 7 of 12. 5 rounds left, including this one. 48 seconds left of round number 7 of 12. Ball is starting to turn it around. Yeah, he's definitely got his range in, and he has made the legs of Goodman dip a couple of times. But we want to see him drop completely so we can get to the main event. I'm so selfish. I'm nervous. I've got my sunglasses ready for that. Goodman fights well behind that strong jab. I agree. Bon Scott says it's okay with having a game plan, but the great adapt when it's not working out for them. Mr. A says, I caught up before the Ball fight. Yeah, I agree. You can have a game plan, but you've got to be able to fight. You've got to be able to box, fight, whatever you want on instinct. You've got to be able to make up your own mind as well. It really scares me when I've heard certain fighters go back into the corner and say, what do I do now? That's like a horror film. Why would you ask that? Why do you need to know what you need to do now? What have you been doing for the past 11 years or however long you've been fighting? You've got to be able to have that instinct to fight as well. Right, Andrew's saying 4-3 to Ball. So you're saying Ball's back up on the card. Interesting. We'll have to see. We'll have to see as it goes on. I think we're going into round number 8. I'm just checking X to see if we can see what's going on there, except for Willow Smith doing crazy tweets. Crawford's looking kind of big, isn't he, ahead of his fight with Canelo? All right, let's have a look. Oh, somebody's put up some betting odds. I ain't got a clue about that, so I ain't even going to look at that. Just having a look to see what people are saying about any wins. Yeah, good round 8. Somebody's just put the round 8 up with Philip Hergovich and David Adelaide. Right, Ball's up now, according to Andy Lee on the scorecards. We are now in round number 8. This is a 12-round fight, a world title fight. If you've just joined us, Abs of October Red, and it is a live watch-along for Moses Ituama versus Dillian Whyte, which is up next after this fight with Ball and Goodman. The only world title fight on the card. It is commentary and conversation. There is no footage, but get involved in the chat. We do like to have a conversation now and again, in between rounds usually, but sometimes when it gets a bit slow, I will jump into the chat. Proudly sponsored by SA UK. I've got to shout out my sponsors as well, because it'd be rude if I didn't do that. Maximum security, minimum fuss. And to keep you guys in the loop, there will be couple of press conferences this week that I'll be attending. So I should get some content for you on the normal stuff. And as per usual, remember, I'm doing the podcast now on a call with. You can find that on the podcast tabs of my channel. Going to try and get another one in this week. I've had 3 guests on so far. So if you haven't listened to it, I've had Johnny Nelson on, Dillian Whyte, and the trainer of Dillian Whyte, former 2-weight world champion, Hall of Famer, Buddy McGirt. So I'm going to try and get someone on them this week as well. I'm going to try. I've been trying to get this person on for a minute, but they're hard to pin down. And we do have the usual content. I do like to get in the gyms. I need to get back in the gyms. I think the last gym visit I did was with Ezra, the Cannon Taylor, when he was over here in between training, because he trains here and in America. So yeah, we've got different sorts of content for you guys. You know that I also do the reviews as well, where we discuss hot topics in boxing. I give my 50 pence worth there out as well. And then we've got the basic, what I call the bread and butter, which is the press conferences and post-fight interviews, if you want to call them that. So yeah, we've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But thanks for joining us this evening. We're up to about 1,900 in the chat now. So if you could hit the subscribe button, I'd appreciate that. Hit the like button, share it. We are broadcasting on YouTube and X. And we're going into the final round with Ball and Goodman. And we've got Hamza Shiraz in the house. What a beautiful fight that was. Interesting fight. Have we got any Americans in the chat, actually? While Hamza's on camera. Edgar Berlanga, I was, watching his, what he said on, what was it, the Breakfast Club, because I do watch the Breakfast Club anyway, with Charlemagne, saying that British are soft, that we're weak, and that when we come over to America, we crumble. And then Hamza showed that the Brits aren't quite soft and got a superb win. Did he knock him down 3 times? Can't remember now. I mean, that wasn't even that long ago, but boxing goes so quick. It seems like a while ago. And then I know that we've had a little bit of Glovegate. If we've got any guys from the US in the chat, what did you think of that fight? And is it that general consensus do you have towards British fighters where you actually think they're soft, as in weak, cowardice, fearful? Is that the impression that you have of Brits? I'd be very, very, very interested to know. So shout out to Football Ready. Football Ready. That's interesting. Good evening to you. Welcome to the chat. Bon Scott saying this will be a great win for Ball. He needs to get inside and negate the reach of Goodman. To be fair, he has been doing that, working the body. I think what he does best is when he puts up that high guard, he goes in for the kill and he lets go of his shots. That works really, really well. And he has done that. And like I said, he's dipped the legs of Goodman a few times. But Goodman is a sound boxer. I can definitely see that he will be on future cards because he's a very good boxer. The ref having a little bit of a moan. We're in round number 9 of 12. Coming towards the end of this. 3 rounds left. 3 rounds left until we go on to the main event. The event that you're all waiting for, which is, what have they been calling Dillian? The old lion versus the young lion. We've had all sorts of analogies for this. The old 37-year-old versus the 20-year-old. The prospect versus somebody that's been there and done quite a bit in boxing. Interesting contrast. Interesting to know how the fight will turn out. Quite a few people are saying Dillian Whyte's going to get starched early. They can see him going early. A couple of people said, nah, still life in that old dog yet. Whoa, that was a beautiful shot from Goodman there. Can he get through it? Who knows? Andrew asked the chat. That's for the chat. Andrew says, how are we scoring this? I know that Andy Lee has got Ball up on the point of cards. I'm sure you did as well, Andrew. What's my views on Boxer going to BBC? fantastic for them. I just want to see their roster of fighters because that's what nobody's not talking about. We know that Joshua Buatsi's jumped ship. Has anybody else? Okay, we've heard from other promotional companies that there's supposed to be a fight between British title fight with Jamie Takivi and Fraser Clark. That's not been announced by Boxer. Yeah, we know that it was ordered, but everyone else is saying that's the first fight that's going to be on the BBC, etc., etc. There's going to be four fights a year. That's the contract. Is it? Because Boxer haven't told us that. That's what everyone else is telling us. So yes, it's good to get boxing back on the BBC. I believe Ben Shalom has said it's going to be like a 2.5 hour slot. So they'll get a couple of fights on there, and then the other prelims will probably be on the iPlayer. But I'd like to see the confirmation of who is still in their stable, because none of the fighters are really saying anything. They've been putting up posts of fighters. I'm trying to look for the fighters that they're not posting, but we'll see. Good deal. Obviously, there can't be pay-per-view on the BBC because it's like public funded, isn't it? So they can't do a pay-per-view. Can iPlayer do a pay-per-view? Can BBC Three do a pay-per-view? Or can they do a pay-per-view? But obviously BBC One, BBC Two, no. So how's the pay-per-view going to work? Because obviously, yeah, free to air. And then, like I said, on my reviews, I've done 2 of them now, there's a pay-per-view element, because there has to be. Because you're going to have major sponsors, pay-per-view, to pay the fighters. So yeah, those are the unanswered questions. I have reached out to Ben Shalom. If he's watching this, hi, when you can answer those questions, answer them. I'd love to, get you on to discuss that. But obviously, if nothing's like in stone, they can't really talk about it. So let's have a look. We are in round number 10, aren't we? 10 of 12. So that's my thoughts on it, Simon. Good, but whatever. Okay, and Andy Lee's got it even now, has he? Boxing fan, I haven't put any money on anything. Toby Ringel Bartlett has said, Eddie said Matchroom Production was sent the Boxer contract for them to tender for. Yes, I heard about that. Yeah. I think that was for broadcasting. I think that was for broadcasting, it wasn't it? I think netball's starting to step up the pace now, going in high guard, but saying that Goodman's coming back with his own. We've got 1.5 minutes left of round number 10 of 12. Yeah, it's interesting and it's messy, and we all know that there's people that talk to people within the industry, so nothing's really a secret, is there? Some people choose to stay stum and some people don't. So I agree, Roby. There's a lot of toe-to-toe action. It's nice, like I said, when Nick Ball gets his range, he's horrible. But Goodman came to earn his money. He's the more experienced fighter. He's showing that. He's tough. He's had his leg dipped a couple of times, but he stayed in there. So, yeah, definitely a good fight. Look at that. I like the way the hooks come into the head from Goodman when he sits down on the shots, or he goes to the body, saying that Nick Ball's just gone for the uppercut and the hook. It's a good work from both of them. Toe-to-toe, getting into the phone box. This is what we like to see. Uppercut and overhand coming in from Ball. Jab to the body, jab to the head from Ball. As he stands there, crouches down. Goodman just going in for the jab. Jab, once again. 1-2. And then Ball counters on the 2. Perfectly timed shot. Nice jab from Ball to the chin. And we get a nice flurry of shots from Ball there as well. Double jab, overhand. As the 10-second clappers go, approaching the end of round number 10. It's a bit after the bell again, wasn't it? Dillion's just getting his hands wrapped now. Flipping heck. I wonder how long this break's going to be. Thought he would have been wrapped up already. Ew. Yeah, 4 cards a year. I don't know. Price versus Maya. Maya's got a really good output, but Price is like a savage, isn't she? I'm probably I'm gonna edge towards Price, I think. But Maya's got some lovely she's got really good output. Work rate's phenomenal. Right, here we go. We've gotten into the last 2 rounds. We've got over 2,200 in the chat. So a warm welcome in the chat and the live stream. A warm welcome to all of you here this evening. You know what we're here for. We're here to see Moses Ituama and Dillian Whyte go at it. But before we do, we are in the final rounds, round 11 of 12, with Ball versus Goodman. And this has been a good fight. Andy Lee's got it even Stevens at the moment. So let's see how it plays out in the last 2 rounds. I think definitely the fight of the night, the fight that I've enjoyed so far, was the Filip Hrgović versus David Adelaide. That was a very entertaining fight. Nice matchup. And obviously Hrgović came away with the win. This fight's a good little tear up as well between these 2 fighters. Goodman coming in as a bit of an unknown. I'm not a pugilist. You guys know a lot more about these fighters than I do. So he came in as a bit of an unknown for me, and he's really, he showed who he is on the stage tonight. No matter how this fight goes, you've got the likes of Andy Lee scoring it as a draw, so that gives some credibility to the Aussie that stepped over into Saudi. This is his first fight outside of Australia, and he's doing particularly well. Really sound boxer. 1-2. They're coming in from Goodman as we speak, as Ball gets that high guard up. He's going in for the kill now. He wants to get the knockout. He knows what it is. Somebody's probably whispered in his corner's ear, mate, you got to get the win. It's a draw. This is a close fight. We can't really leave it up to the judges. But everything he throws back, Goodman's throwing back at him. Getting some good work to the body there from Goodman. He's nice with that. The way that he dips in and whips in the shots to the side of the body. 1-2 coming in from Nick Ball there. Goodman tries to answer, but just slightly out of range. Uppercuts and the hook coming in from Nick Ball. Overhand there, but Goodman manages to slip it as he comes in with the right hook, the uppercut, the left hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are shots that are coming in from Nick Ball as he dips in. We've got 30 seconds left of round number 11 of 12. And then it's going to be goal time. Well, it won't be. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful shots coming in from Ball there. But Goodman just answers back. Uppercut, overhands. This is the work from Ball going into Goodman. 10 seconds left on the clock, guys. Have you got this fight going? I've got my shades ready, you know. I bought my shades for the main event. For the when it's the final bell, I will be sitting there with these on. Or if any of them get splattered, I'm going to be covering my eyes. I'm going to do the shades inside the house. I've got to do it. Right, DG's got it even. Oh, Andrew. Oh, that's Andrew and Toby talking. Close, but Ball should be in front. Okay, you've got a ball in front. I'm just listening to the corner of Goodman. Backhander. Let's have a go. We're going into the last round, round number 12 of 12 of this world title fight. Is Nick Ball going to keep his belt, or is Mr. Goodman going to take it away from him? I can't see them taking it away from him. If it's a draw, they'll definitely give it to the home fighter. Oh, funny enough, going into round 12, Andy Lee's got it as ball as up, which is exactly what Andrew said. DG saying that he sees a draw coming. I don't think they'll draw. It's a world title, isn't it? I don't think has Goodman done enough to get a win. Nah, it's not. That wasn't a knockdown there. How many hours I've been sitting for? It's been 2.5 hours. Do you remember we've done these as in like 5-hour marathons, guys, where we've sat here for like hours? Oh, that was a sweet shot there from Goodman to Ball. Took a while to pause. Was he admiring his work? And Ball says, nope, forget that. He's going in for it, going for gold. It's like the last minute of this round. It could literally just be fireworks for the total 60 seconds, the total burnout. Uppercut, sweet uppercut. You know that uppercut's heavy coming in from Nick. It's an uppercut in the overhand. Jab, round the back of the guard, to the body, to the body. This is, oh, beautiful. I love those combinations from Ball. This is what we want to see, where he just comes in like a maniac and goes like to hook you in your head like 700 times. We've got 1.5 minutes left in round number 12 of 12. Good fight, good matchup, good matchmaking. Look at, oh, look at that. The combinations coming in from both of them there. They've got some tough heads, boy. Body shot, working upstairs, downstairs. Ball throws back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Uppercut. And this is at the same time Goodman's throwing back at him. I can't tell you because they're both boxing each other at the same time. 48 seconds left in round number 12 of 12. 45 seconds. The clock is rapidly going down. And like I said, if it's rapidly going down, it's going to be rapidly going towards the fight of the night. Do I need to put my sunglasses on from now? Oh my gosh. Panic. Oh! Whoa! Was that Ball unsteady on his legs then? Has he got a cut under his eye as well? Goodman is going for gold. We've got 19 seconds left of this fight. Now, this is a matter of, am I keeping my belt? I'm going to let you take it off from me. He's got a cut here. Goodman is going for it. Ball is not having it. He's swinging back. We've got some cuts on the face of Ball. The fight ends. They paused before they actually hugged each other. Both of the guys raised their hands, going back into the corner. Ball just suffered a cut the last round there. Whoa, good fight though. Right, Super's saying that he thinks Ball's ahead. Goodman's ahead. I do apologize. Ringo saying, Andrew, yeah, that's what most people think, but Ben has to explain everything. But typically, Ben gives a few facts and then keeps quiet. Yeah, he needs to start. Well, you know what? It's time, isn't it? They've announced the deal. I want to see who the fighters are, and that's it. Once we get to the fighters, then they sort out their schedule. Absolutely fantastic. Good for them. Happy for them. The one thing I did say, I'm happy that Ben is coming out fighting. He's not giving up, and I like that. I did say that already, though. Ball is ahead because you have to take it from the champ and you can't win a close fight with the champion. I agree. That's what I said. Has he done enough to take it away? And I don't think he has. So DG is saying he reckons it's a draw, 6-6. Oh, sorry, Ashley, apologies. We're talking about Ben Shalom and the deal with Boxer and BBC. I do apologize if you've just joined us. This chat can be all over the place. Like I said, it is conversation and commentary. Somebody asked, what did I think about the BBC deal with Ben Shalom, Boxer, and obviously BBC. So that's why the conversation's a bit all over the place. So I do apologize, Ashley. We don't know. We're literally waiting for the results as we speak. That's why I'm rabbiting on with the chat. So if you've just joined us, a lovely, warm good evening to you. It's almost time for the main event, but we're going to wait for the results with Ball and Goodman, the World Championship fight. like I do agree. I think you have to really rip the belt from the champion to win. Has he done enough to do that? I'm going to say no. But who knows? We haven't even had an upset tonight, have we? Everything's sort of gone the way most people said it was going to go. I thought it was going to have an upset, but yeah. I wouldn't say sacked Ashley, but is no longer, the contract wasn't renewed. One 117, 111, 118, 110. 115 to 113. Goodman's face, he knows. Yeah. Goodman knew. As soon as he heard the second wider card, he knew it was curtains for him. So yeah. So Super saying, I think Ford beats Ball also. The respect is there. I really want to see Goodman come back. Really solid fighters. Really solid fighter. I actually watched the TalkSport stuff. He did an interview on TalkSport maybe about a week ago now. All the details are there. Or if you want, I've got a couple of entitled reviews on my channel, and it's all on there. 4 shows a year. Yeah, that's right. So the fight had a draw. They couldn't do that. It's a world title shot. Yeah, it was wide, wasn't it, DG? I do agree. Yeah, 118 to 110. Yeah, that was like. Yep, we do. We do have our male world champion. We've still got him. And Ashley saying Nick Ball won by 3 rounds. Yeah, I think the scores were. Look, like I said, until I take my judges course, I can't do it. I'll leave that to you lot. You lot are the experts in the chat that do all that scoring stuff. I'll leave that to you. I thought he was going to go up a weight anyway. Yeah, he's saying about he's going to just keep fighting and leave it up to his promoters to make the decisions. He's retained his belt. He's happy with that. In reflection, he needs to look back on the fight. He thought he was taking a lot of shots on the gloves. Obviously, he's happy with his win. I thought it was close, Super. I don't think it was. You like I said, if you're coming to take the belt, you've got to take it. You can't be taking the belt on a draw or a close fight. You know, there was bursts for both of them within it. So, like he said, he's going to watch it back. He'll give himself his honest feedback on what he thinks about it. But Goodman needs to come again. They definitely need to come again. So So Ball should have got that taint. Okay, Super saying that Ball should have got it. Ball found that harder than expected. No, you definitely didn't miss here. 118 to 110. Legal Eagle saying the scorecard was shocking. Nick won, but it was a close fight. I don't think Ball will be fighting Goodman again for a what? Nah, he won't. He won't need to, but I still want to see Goodman come back. Definitely. Goodman would have to knock him out to get a draw. Yeah. So it's how that's just how it goes. So we've just seen in the changing rooms, obviously the guys are getting their hands wrapped. To be fair, I saw Dillian getting his hand wrapped. I didn't see what Moses was doing. we've had a week of speculation, a week of the underdog, a week of the second coming of Mike Tyson. It's been an entertaining week leading up to this main event, which is what we're all here for tonight. I think there's all sorts of arguments why who can win this fight. I think the more that we talk about it, the more that we discuss it, is the more confusing we get. I'm glad that we're here. There's going to be, at the end of this fight, there's going to be a lot of "I told you so's," or there's going to be a lot of shock, horror. Where did that come from? It's one of the two, isn't it? I think you guys mentioned that if it doesn't go Moses' way, that his team will be quick to pull him out, live to fight another day. I haven't got a problem with that, because fights are dangerous, as you know, and they're going to want to look after their fighter. However, if it goes the other way and it's Dillian that loses, ooh. And like I said, his coach, and I've said this several times, it's his coach that says it depends how he loses. If he loses bad, his coach wants him to stop boxing. Now, that's a bit of a tough one. But we're here. We're going to find out. I know there's a lot of Dillian Whyte fans in the chat, and there's also people that don't like Dillian Whyte at all, and that's cool, because that's what I like about this. You can like punching a wall. He just wants to get out there and fight now. Imagine a time was on the bag. Dillian Whyte punching a wall. God, it must be tense in there. Oh God, I think it's almost time to get the sunglasses out. Remember when they used to have concerts? Coming up next, it should be coming up now. We're at 10 o'clock. The fight shouldn't take this long. Right. Chris is saying 2 of the cards were way too wide in my eyes. Actually, I can't even argue with either winning. Ball championship rounds were vital. Goodman had perfect timing, accuracy. I just edged Ball on the win. Bon Scott saying, come on, Dillian. I hope you can do it. Can he? Toby saying Bond, but with the score of 118 to 110, you'd think he would. You think he would. He went through the fight according to that judge, and it definitely wasn't. It was closer than that. But like I said, I'll leave the judging to you guys. You're the experts. I've not done my judging research yet, and I keep on saying I'm going to do it, and I haven't done it yet. Right, Goodman has now got notice. Definitely, I'd like to see him fight again. Hopefully come over to the UK, get some opportunities, even if it's not on a Queensbury card. Eddie Hearn was there, so hopefully that can happen as well, because he would have been suitably compensated to fight. It's a world championship fight, so he wouldn't have been paid pennies. No chance does he fight Goodman again. That judge should be sacked. That isn't going to happen, is it? DG says, if Dillian Whyte loses, I will switch off and watch the UFC. I'm so invested in this. If Dillian Whyte wins, I will watch it over and over again tonight. Let's go, Body Snatcher. DG, what did you think when Thomas Tribe, and I know he felt really bad about this. Thomas Tribe is a lovely guy. When he said, the Baby Snatcher, I mean, what must have been going through his head? Because he goes around. The thing is, they all do this. They go around and say, "Oh, what color your shorts going to be? What's your fighting name?" And they write everything down. So they're quite meticulous and methodical in how they write their cards up. So I can't imagine that he wrote the card wrong. When he read out the card and he saw, the Body Snatcher, and he said the Baby Snatcher, it just Body Snatcher, babe. I know they both begin with B. Baby Snatcher, wild. Yeah, not gonna lie, I'd be bricky. Yeah, same. One, there's a nickname from the past. Dillian's the Can Man. Yeah. Oh, Adrian Broner, guys. What a fall from Grace, eh? What a fall. I feel so sorry for him. I mean, somebody did an interview with him, and we're talking about the Can Man. That's why I'm bringing this into it. when somebody interviewed him and he was drunk. He wasn't really speaking properly and he was upset. And that was a few years ago. And when we was talking about like help for fighters getting like some kind of insurance, and he could have done with something like that, because he's just he said he's got no money. Obviously he's probably squandered the money that he had, living a luxurious life, nobody there to maintain him, to advise him how to look after his money. And some of us do need money management, some of us are not good with money, that's just how it goes. But people do need that kind of help. So when you say the cam man, I was just thinking of Adrian Broner. Quite a sad story as well, because he's a talented fighter, but it's just gone left with him, hasn't it? Right, Barney's saying, I don't see what there is to dislike about Whyte. He's a funny guy and cares about his other heavyweight rivals, even Joshua. I've spoken to Dillian loads of times, and he's genuinely quite a nice person. Spoke to him loads. I genuinely get on with him, and that's why I've literally just stayed out of this. Tried to be as non-biased as I can by just not saying nothing at all, because Moses is also an awesome guy. And I think with fighters, and what I've had to learn from being in the industry, is they watch what you say. They watch what the media says about them. And then you can go into a room or you can be around them and they're funny with you, because they might see that, excuse me, say, for example, if you back their opponent to win, or you get on really well with their opponent, they take it personal. And I think fighters can be quite sensitive, and sometimes it's insensitive of people like myself, like the media, not to see that the fighters are sensitive, because they're only human at the end of the day. They're not machines, they're not robots. Yeah, they're tough guys. Yeah, you could say they've got a screw loose for getting in the ring and trying to beat 7 shades of crap out of each other. Yes, but they're still human beings. So with this fight, because I know Dillian, I know him like personally, but through the boxing, I've chosen to like sit this one out and just say nothing, see how the fight goes, may the best man win, and all that good stuff. Mr. A said this is going to be a real test for Ituama, and I wouldn't be surprised if Whyte wins. Roby's saying if Whyte loses, I'm mourning for 2 weeks. Listen, I've got these ready. Yeah, I've got these. I've got a couple of things that I can put on, to be fair. I've got this, even though, to be fair, I should put the veil on. I've got this as well. So I've got a plethora of masks that I can put on, so I can hide the tears, whether they be tears of joy or tears of pain, whatever the tears are running down my face, I can hide it with a mask. So yeah, I'm prepared. Skyline is saying Inoue will finish Ball, smoke Ball. Is that the fight to make now? Are they going to make that fight now? Or will he change weight? Bond saying he's going to put in some work. Maybe fight next August. Yeah, Dillian's give us some jokes over the years, hasn't he? Robbie saying Inoue beats Ball off that performance. Yeah, Inoue's quite clinical, isn't he? Very clinical. Bond saying I'm pretty sure that was a setup. Baby snatcher indeed. Yeah. DG saying I thought I did hear that right. The internet jumped on it straight away. Some say Frank Warren set him up. Baby snatcher is not good. Yeah, it's excuse me. It's crazy, but just to think what is going through your mind. What documentaries were you watching on YouTube the night before for you to say Dillian the baby snatcher? It was the chat on the live, when they were streaming the live, whatever it was, press conference or whatever it was, the laughs, the emojis, like the screaming, like everyone, and obviously it just went viral on the internet, didn't it? And then I think Dillian must have booked up on the ring announcer, Mr. Triber, and said, yo, and he was like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't reinstate. But yeah, one for the ages. One of the subscribers said yesterday on one of the lives I did, what if it's like an omen and it's the baby snatcher because he's going to beat Moses. And obviously Moses is like a baby compared to him. And Moses is going into his 13th fight. I think it was Jazzy Jabs. I don't know where he is. I haven't seen him tonight. But he was saying maybe it's a bit of an omen, but we'll see. Yeah, I said to Dillian, if he wins, I'll phone him while I'm on the live. And he goes, if I've got my phone with me, I'll answer. But if I haven't, I won't. So I did say I'd ring him on this live tonight. So, but I bet you won't have his phone with him. But we don't know how it's going to go anyway. His phone will be in his changing room somewhere. So if he wins, I can call him the baby snatch. I will do to his face, actually. I will do. I'll wind him up next time I see him. Win, lose, or draw, Dillian will always be a friend of mine anyway, because I'm not his friend because he's a boxer. I'm a friend because I actually like him. He's a good guy. Why I'm feeling sorry for Brona. I know, but I know what you're saying about self-inflicted. He's the one that squandered his money, and that's the answer Skyliner, the editor's question. But like I said, these fighters are so sensitive, Skyliner. They're just sensitive humans that probably need a little bit more love than everybody else. And maybe, like I said, that's the mother inside of me. So maybe I see things like that. So it might be self-inflicted, but we'll see. Lee is saying that Dillian will get sparked. Right, let's have a look. Brian Gadd has just said it's a massive upset if Dillian Whyte wins. Well, it is an upset, isn't it? Because he's not tipped to win. I'd say it's a massive upset based on the odds, based on obviously everybody banking on Moses to win. Of course, Gadd's interesting. Outside of Dillian and Dubois, I was always root for Moses, and I get that, and I'm the same. I'm the same. To be fair, outside of Dillian, I'd root for Moses if I'm honest. Supernova saying nothing is going to get sparked. I take it is that Dillian? I don't know. Lee saying Whyte as Lee M is saying Whyte might as well call it a day when he loses. Willie, it's down to him, isn't it? It's down to him. You man are done for. Good evening to you. Hope you're all good. Brian said that Eddie Hearn says Moses will KO Dillian with an uppercut he doesn't see coming. Jay Sharp, greetings from Brooklyn. Oh, Jay Sharp, why are you there? What did you guys think of the Shiraz fight? And do you guys have this general consensus, Jay Sharp? I need your opinion on this as somebody being from the USA, that British people are soft, like we're weak, cowards. Is that like the general impression that the US, where you can talk about Brooklyn, unless you've been all the way around America? What's the general consensus of British people? I'd really like to have your input on that. And I'm talking about in reference to the Edgar Berlanga and Hamza Shiraz fight, when Edgar went on the Breakfast Club saying that Brits are soft. I'm just interested. Very, very interested in that. Because Hamza Shiraz is there tonight, isn't he? I think he's an ambassador for Riyadh season anyway. So, yeah. Final thoughts. Never mind final thoughts. Let's get them out to the ring. So we've got a few people saying that Whyte's going to get sparked. And we've got a few people saying that there could be an upset. Well, hopefully we'll find out soon. Who's that talking by the ring? If you've just joined us, I'm Abs of October Reds. This is Antonio Tava. I love the way she looks really interested when she speaks to the guests. If you've just joined us on Abs of October Red, a warm welcome to you guys. It's conversation and commentary. We are almost at the main event with Dillian Whyte, Moses Ituama. I should say Moses Ituama, Dillian Whyte. We've got mixed thoughts on this. We've had a shift in what people think or have thought all the way through the week. It has changed. People are starting to favour Dillian, but not necessarily favouring him because they believe he can win, but because they want he can win, want him to win. And that's the thing about boxing, isn't it? Where your loyalty kicks in and it goes over like the common sense in things. Boxing is never black and white, and that's why we love it. So yeah, the guys are just doing a little bit of chat on the stage as I'm doing a bit of a chat on here, talking to you guys, going through the chat. So thank you to each and every one of you that have joined us this evening. I really appreciate that, or this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you are from. Look, we've got Joseph Parker there. I thought he might have been there for a reason, maybe to step in the ring, to have a look at the winner, to potentially announce a fight with the winner, because it looks like Filip Hrgović is out for a bit. Alexander Usyk, apologies, is out for a bit because he's got an injury. So the potential fight, if it's going to be Parker, is going to be delayed anyway. But the fighters have still got to fight. I think he's asked for an extension to hold on to his belts while he recovers. But we'll see. Right, J Sharp. I don't know A91 who wins. I've left that up to the chat. You guys can argue that between yourselves. J Sharp, wow, not at all. Berlanga is proof to cancel that argument. I was just wondering what, because like a general feeling that, you know, they think, oh, you know, we're all posh. You know, we don't carry guns around with us and this, that, blah, blah, blah. We're like weak. So I was just wondering, is that something that's like generally said out there in the US? But you say no, but we'll see. Maybe somebody else thinks something different. Right, here we go. Let's look at the stats. 37-20 ages, 244.5 to 235.5 weight. And this is Whyte versus Ituama. Taylor the tape. 6'4" versus 6'4.5". I thought Dylan was like 6'3.5". Anyway, whatever. Oh, Moses' reach is longer. He's a 79-inch reach, where Dillian's a mere 78. That inch, that inch makes so much of a difference. So much. Anyway, Bon Scott says they build Moses up like he's the second coming of Ali. The kid needs some space to grow into his career, not the expectations of a frenzy of pundits who will drop him like a hot turd if he loses. Spot on, Bon. I've said stop rushing the kid. I've said this from the beginning. But I don't think it's necessarily all right. It is the pundits, but it's also the public, because every time he fights someone, oh yeah, well, you know, they were washed. Oh, they fought this, but it doesn't at the moment. You know, you've got the promoters trying to say, yeah, keep an eye on this guy. He's, you know, he's really good. We're trying to match him this way. And then the public are like, nah. But then the pundits and the, you know, the trainers like, yeah, he's fantastic. So we've got a bit of we're going up against each other at the moment, aren't we? And that's the issue. So he's gone into this fight, like I explained 800 hours ago. Would they have put Mike Tyson in his 13th fight against their equivalent of Dillian Whyte in that era? And I don't think they would have done. So this is a step up. Whatever the result, Dillian's still a solid fighter. So we shall see. Super K saying all depends on Dillian's guard. Not sure which version is coming into the ring. I'm not sure either. Oh, soft. Who do Americans have that can beat up Jason Statham, you joker? You know, in American films, the Brits always play the villains. Have you noticed that? They always class us as the villains. It's quite funny, isn't it? Since UK is like the forefathers, but whatever. We're not going to do history today. Legal Eagles, here we go. Sorry, Andrew. I'm just saying, and I meant that in boxing terms, but sorry if I've offended anybody. Oh, here we go. British anthem. Flags everywhere. Toby, I've got Moses TKO round 5, but Dillian is a live dog in this fight, or I should say, wolf. I like the fact that he howls but comes out to like shark music, so I call him the wolf shark. Yeah, the wolf shark. Ken Ifil, first-time listener, thank you very much, Ken. I enjoy the fact that you're here and grateful, appreciate your coverage. Very nice of you. Very nice of you, Ken. And Ken is listening on X, formerly known as Twitter. Jay Sharp said, I think British boxers are great. Great fighters here, but AJ changed the viewership to appreciate the heavyweights again. That's a nice perspective to hear. And I think even Anthony Joshua would appreciate that comment, because sometimes I think he believes that people just have taken him for granted. But isn't that always the way? You never really appreciate it until you're dead. So, Yeah. If you said, he's saying Boffer has been making mistakes of like, oh, sorry, let's not do this, Iffy. I'm not doing this today. You men are done for. It's how you use that inch that's important. And I really do believe that. And if it's stiff and it's prodding and it's purposeful, I think it's amazing. And I think that extra inch will make that difference. Thank you for that. Anyway, Bon Scott telling that Uncle Frank on being interviewed about the fight stated that Moses can come back from a loss. Looks like he's throwing him in the deep end to see if he can swim. There's going to be a point of it, isn't there? Oh, look at him. He's such a lovely kid. He is a lovely kid. DG says 13th fight was Conroy Nelson. Herbie Hyde sparked him. Conroy Nelson was levels below Dillian. And this is what I like when I've got the historians in the chat. Because when I was watching these fighters, DG, I wasn't really taking much notice of them because I was like young and I just wanted to see someone get sparked out. It's like only the last few years I've like looked at fights for what they are. So thank you for that. So Conroy Nelson, Herbie Hyde had already battered him. He was levels below Dillian. So this is what I'm saying. So Dillian is a step up. However, you want to look at it. Yeah, Dillian Whyte walking last. Well, that's what I noticed with the stats. Had swapped it round. It's Dillian Whyte versus Moses Ituama. When it was Ituama versus Whyte. That's if you looked at you know the stats that are on the screen about the age, and then we got into the reach. It's Whyte Ituama. Fight starting. Moses is coming to the ring. He certainly is, isn't he, Brian? Sorry, Iffy. Not exactly intellectual think tanks here in this. Yeah, okay, fair enough. I'll take that. Somebody's just popped in the chat that's just made my cheeks a bit rosy. The Wolf Sharks in the chat. Evening. Why is everyone writing off Dillian? AP. It's been a while, AP. Why is everyone writing off Dillian? Does anyone even know if Ituama can take a shot yet? We'll soon find out, won't we? Good to see you, AP. Really good to see you. Hope you and the family are well. Is Dillian ring walking to Bobby? Yeah, he might be. Yeah, it's the Lux, isn't it? Jada Kiss. That's what this track is, I think. Swiss Beats, isn't it? When he was on the production, Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, eh? Anyway, that's a different conversation. If you said that he's rooting for Whyte, I'm just getting really nervous now. Do I need to get sunglasses out? I tell you what, my throat is as dry as a desert. But I'll tell you one thing that I do like about Moses outside of the Styles P. I do apologize. Thanks, Lee. But it is Swiss Beats on the production, isn't it? One thing I do like about Ituama is him and his brother have invested their money from fighting into buying homes and doing them up and reselling them. So he's already got the idea of being a businessman, not just a fighter. So he's already setting his pension up before he's really even begun. And that's intelligence, because the amount of conversations I've had with fighters that have bought gold chains, that have bought Rolexes, and I said to them, what the are you doing? Go and buy a house. And they've looked at me like I'm nuts. So when I seen him do it, I was like, thank God, common sense does prevail. My voice is great, and I'm still. It's the lighting. If you want to see what I really look like, go onto my Instagram and see my stories when I'm running. I look about 769. My hair's all over the place, and I look an absolute. If you want to see what I really look like, this is YouTube. It's not real. Dillian Whyte should make him wait. He might do. Oh, no, I missed it. Did you see George Warren's face there? I wonder what's going on. Whyte was making them wait. Is that why the song's going? Oh, he's doing the mind games. Look at Moses. He's looking all confused. Oh, Dillian's messing with the kid, man. Look, he's looking confused, isn't he? Oh, he's coming. Yeah, he's there. He's there. Oh, Dillian's there with his son. There's baby Dillian to his right hand side. The Body Snatcher Junior is called, standing by his dad's side, always with him on his training. Michael Magic Hands been there from the start, now part of the management team. I didn't realize that he'd made him wait. Here we go. No, it's an old school hip hop song, Brian. If you don't like hip hop, you won't like it. But yeah, it's an old school hip hop song. So the hip hop heads will know what it is. It just depends. If you're not into that music, it will do your head in. But I've probably got that song somewhere on CD in a collection. See, I told you it's Shark Wolf. It's Shark Wolf. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to all of you. A warm welcome. It's here. It's main event time on Abs of October Red, and it is the live watch along for Ituama versus Whyte, or is it Whyte versus Ituama? It's switched up a little bit this evening, as it has done all week. There is no footage. It's conversation and commentary. Thank you to all of you that have tuned in from the beginning till now. We're up to 4,500. Grateful for each and every one of you here. We've had Moses Ituama walk first. Interesting. And then Dillian's had him waiting around in the ring while Brian, one of our viewers, was getting annoyed with the song replaying over and over again. Styles P. Whatever the song was, I can't remember it. But yeah. And now we've got Shark Wolf, Dillian Whyte, aka the Body Snatcher, aka the Baby Snatcher, making his way to the ring. Here we go. Gosh, the crowd looks so excited. Can you imagine if this was in the UK? We'd be screaming now, wouldn't we? Well, I'm glad it is a slow ring walk, Iffy, because remember that time when he was walking out to Tyson Fury, and it was like the full length for the pitch, and it was like, and he was running and doing all madness. No wonder he got like knocked out so quickly. He must have been exhausted getting to the ring. Yeah, Brian's happy now. He's listening to AC/DC. Tony 10 times 206. Good evening to you. I told you it's Shark Wolf. Shark Wolf. Baby Snatcher. It walks out alone. He's on his own, walking out on his own. Look at his face. And you oh God, them Bambi legs of his. Oh, I feel like I need to put my sunglasses on now, guys. It's that time. He is walking to the ring. 32% in the fan zone are saying that Dillian Whyte's going to win. 68%. Sorry, I was just reading something else. 68% reckon that Moses Itauma's going to win. So even in the fan zone, the ones that are on the DAZN app that are pressing the votes have got Dillian as a massive underdog. Is this what it is? He's in the ring now. He taps the hand of Ben Davidson, walks around tapping all of their hands, taps Moses' hands, taps Frank's hands, taps Michael Bobber's hands. Let's tap it out. Tap, tap. It's time. Right, I need to be calm and composed and show some professionalism. Got Michael Buffer, bless him, wheeled out into the ring to give us this ring announcement. I'm not even looking at body language. Yeah, thank you to everyone that's made this fight happen. Yes. Yes, thank you. Thanks to everyone. It is now 27 minutes past 10. It's the most I've heard from the crowd. Oh, it's a dual promotion then with Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn. Ring Magazine, Seller, Esports, Riyadh, everyone's involved. Keep warm, Keep warm, Moses. He's there with his two brothers, Carol, Ituama being one of them. I think he's is he trained by Shane McGuigan now? A lot of pressure on this kid. You just got to go out and do what he needs to do. He did look confused when the song was going round and round and round. He's like, where is this kid? Dillian, as per usual, walking around with the Vaseline that's just not rubbed into his face. Buddy McGirt there in his corner. Magic Hands there as his cornerman and his business partner in management. We're up to 5,000 in the chat. Live listeners, thank you for joining us. I will probably do another announcement in a bit, but thank you for being here. Hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button. It all helps. I am on the road to 10K. Been around for a bit, but slowly but surely, the quicker the rise, the harder the fall. No, the fight hasn't started, Nathan, because I'd be talking about it. It's not yet started. Buffer's doing the announcements. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go. It is time. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. We are finally here. Oh, my days. How is this fight going to end up? What's going to happen? Who knows? Black and blue. Dillian Whyte wears black and blue. Right, yes. 31 wins, 3 losses, and 21 of those 31 by way of knockout. Oh, dear. Oh, here we go. Come on, Dillian. All the best, Dillian. All the best, Moses as well. All the best, Dillian. He's got his Portuguese coach in his corner. Oh, good to see some of the Brits out there as well, smiling on camera. Good to see people have turned out to Saudi to watch this fight. Here we go. Young Moses, 20-year-old, tipped to be the next best thing, the new British hope in boxing. Moses Ituama. He's had 12 fights, and of those 12 fights, 10 of those have resulted in a KO. He's going into his 13th fight tonight. Flexible, explosive, fast, and packed power. Who is going to get the win tonight? And what happens to the winner? Moses is putting himself in sticky situations moving forward if he wins, because he's going to be propelled straight into harder challenges because of his positioning on the leaderboard. And the fact that he's a favorite, fights will be made quicker for him. Right, here we go. Both fighters into the center of the ring. As the ref reads them the last instructions, both fighters walk back to their respective corners as everybody starts to climb out of the ring. This is it. No more talking, no more press conferences, no more interviews. It all gets left in this ring tonight. Here we go. The bell goes. Final breaths come in. Dillian comes out orthodox. Moses southpaw as he goes for the parry, going to flick that jab out. Head movement reaction from Dillian Whyte as he goes in with that double jab of his. Takes the center of the ring. Ituama goes through the head and the body, lands the body shot, flicks out the jab that Dillian's able to parry. Looks as if he's had a bit of southpaw practice. It's early days. We are in round number 1, and my voice is shaking. 1-2, lovely double jab there. Jab there to the body from Ituama. Dillian fires back with his own jab. All right, let's have a look. Dillian Whyte keeps that cross guard, keeping his chin protected, dipping, moving, using head movements, looking fit at the moment, rolling under, which is stuff that he does. Double jabs to the body of Ituama as he takes just a little bit of a breath as he comes back in, sweeps around with his own jab to the side of the head of Dillian. Dillian throws out his own jab. Just slightly out of range there as Moses jumps backwards. Nice parry hand there from Moses, circling around to his left, keeping his foot positioned on the outside of Dillian's, throwing in the triple jab and the backhand. The cross guard is there from Dillian, reactions as Moses looks to go in for the kill early for Dillian. What the freaking hell? Dillian's down already. What on earth is going on? This is round number 1. Moses has got to Dillian. He's uneasy on his legs. He's going in round number 1. This fight isn't going to last. He goes down in round number 1. He's down already. He's uneasy on his legs. The ref waves it off. It's over. Gone. Oh my days. Starched. Oh, where's not even where's my glasses? I don't even know what I've done with them. It is over. Round number 1, straight onto the floor. Was it the weight? Did he not prepare? What on earth was that about? That was just, oh my, he literally just walked through him. Right, here we go. Who's next for Moses? Oh my days. That wasn't an early stoppage. He was all over the place. The ref did his right thing to stop it. That is it. Peppered. Finished. Guys, I was expecting a few more rounds. 5,700 of you, and we'll be logging off in a minute. Over. Look at his legs. Look at his legs. Caught him. 1, 2, 3. Body shot. Dillian resting on the ropes. It wasn't even an uppercut. Went straight down. Moses walks off, takes a deep breath as he walks away. The ref starts to count him out. Look at his legs. He's trying to count. He's all over the place. Goes into the corner. Oh my days. I'd say that's losing bad. Whoa. Absolutely totaled. What was that? A few seconds into round? How many seconds was that into round number 1? Oh gosh, that was straight. That's, oh my days, a dive. Nah, I don't think it's a dive. Nah, there's no, you can't complain about the ref. You were really uneasy on your feet. Well, that's it now. Nobody. Look, he's just gone in there and totaled Dillian. We're just speaking about opponents that Mike Tyson went in against and wouldn't have been at the same level as Dillian at the same point in his career that Moses is now. That's insane. So onwards and upwards for Moses. Congratulations to Moses Ituama. I'm absolutely gutted for Dillian Whyte, but oh my days. Well, who's he going to go in with next? Wow, I am absolutely gobsmacked. That was just way too early. There was, at least try and get through round number 1. Under 2 minutes. Right, I think Moses is going to fight Joseph Parker next. I think that's, yeah, I reckon that's what's going to happen. While Usyk's out the way, Joseph Parker's going to fight Moses. Oh my days. Buddy McGirt said if he loses bad, he has to retire. I'd say, yeah, that's a bad loss. Too early. Nothing. How? You can't question the kid. You can't question the kid. Let's have a look. 1 minute 59 seconds. Imagine you'd have to go in the bags for a bit after that. Dillian goes over to say thank you. Here we go. Congratulations to Moses. I am absolutely gobsmacked. I thought Dillian would have had more than that. 20 years old. You can't argue. The proof's in the pudding. He's probably going to fight Parker next. They're going to do all of the interviews there. Let me see what he says. Keep posing for pictures. Frank Warren's thinking, yes, my investment is worth it. Wow. Yeah, definitely is the biggest win of his career. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What? Yeah, they're doing all of that stuff now. Wow. This is insane. Let's have a look. I've got to go back in the chat while he's talking there. That was a frail Whyte. Yeah, he definitely did look frail. I just can't believe it. Moses is a monster. Everyone's looking nervous right now, but I'm gutted for Whyte. That's from Birmingham Racing. Chris Welsh. Well, I didn't expect that to be over that early. Early night for me. Yeah, early night for all of us. No legs after that knockdown. Parker next. Yeah, I'd say Parker next. SR saying, man, I had Corey Carpenter. Yeah, I can't even find my glasses. I must have threw them somewhere. I was supposed to put on the dark glasses. I can't believe it. Daza saying, gutted for the body snatcher. We are, but congratulations to Moses. If he says, I'm going to try and get a pay-per-view refund, you and me both. Nah, the Hrgovic Adelaide fight made up for that. And the Nick Ball-Goodman fight made up for it as well. You know, if you look at it, you just paid £10 each fight, didn't you? Yeah, I did pay for it. I don't feel like a mug, but it's just what it is, isn't it? Oh, who do you want next? Nah, not Usyk, allow it. Joseph Parker, Caballero. Go on, Frank. Let's see what Big Frank's saying. I'm just trying to listen to what Big Frank is saying. I do apologize for the silence. Wow. Yeah, Dillian. Does Dillian retire now? If he, I don't even think they needed a game plan. If he'd said the ring walk was longer than the damn fight, yeah, we've seen that before. Andrew, does Dillian retire now? Would you say that he lost bad? If he lost bad, then yeah. Ituama wanting his team or something. Bless it, yeah. The way he went through that. Right. Yes, Simon. Good evening. Take it easy. Dillian's ring walk was longer than the fight. No need to hang around. As a stepping stone, Dillian Whyte had a good career. Ituama has dynamite in those fists. Yeah, oh boy. Conclusively overwhelmed. If you're saying the rapid weight loss was always going to affect Whyte's punch resistance, but at least I thought a couple of rounds. Topping, yeah. Michael Buffer stayed longer in the ring than Dillian. Moses is special. Moses is him. Hrgovic next. Easy 2.6 million for Dillian, but damn. Atiaz says, I'm actually sad. Whyte didn't deserve to go like that. Tyson Fury is definitely staying in retirement after this. No, it's not Usyk. I think Parker. I think he should fight Parker. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, ended a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. Commiserations. Look at Parker licking his lips like, rah, rah, rah. That ended a lot quicker than I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to have a little bit more action. Absolutely gutted for Dillian. It's one of them, but a massive congratulations to Moses. This is the heavyweight division, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to all of you that tuned in tonight on our live. Probably be going live to discuss this card tomorrow with the usuals, Danny and Bates the Kid, probably tomorrow morning. I think it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. So we'll do that then. There'll be reviews, there'll be content. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Conversation, commentary, it is what it is. No footage, but bloody hell, by the time I put that on there, it'd be finished anyway. And we're proudly sponsored by SA UK. I'm going to leave it there. An early night for us all. So on that note, as we say, stay ready and au revoir.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
October Red is sponsored by SA Security. Maximum security, minimum fuss.